good evening, everybody, and welcome to this week's High on Homegrown. Hope you've all had a good week. And this week is episode 10. We have made it to a milestone. I'll take that opportunity to just say thank you to everybody on the panel for putting all the work in they do every week to make the show what it is. And now we shall introduce them. Zombie, you want to go first? You want to say hello, mate?
Evening, everybody. Zombie Nation, soil grower from the UK. Welcome to High on Homegrown.
TG.
Hey, Temple Grower here, soil grower from Canada. You can locate me on Twitter, Percy's Grow, Instagram, and welcome to the show.
Follow TG right now on Twitter.
Yeah, do
GB,
that.
what are you saying, man?
How's it going, everybody? GB here, cocoa grower. Find me on Percy's. I'm here. I'm always somewhere around.
And then we got Monkey.
Hey guys, how's it going? Monkey here from the southern U.S. I'm a cocoa grower. I'm over at Percy's. Come visit, man.
Just a shout out to all you guys in the chat as well. We've got Shay's dropped in, Ali, Greenbeard, but he's a
Here.
panel member. He don't count. Cade,
Aries here.
what's up, Cade? Tool Shay, I've said. Gary, what's up, Gary? We've got an interview later on with Gary. See Gary in the chat there? We'll explain
hello,
it.
Gary.
We'll explain it a little bit. Okie Grower, welcome. Welcome to Hard and Homegrown. UK Ziff 420. Jockey Chan, new member over at Percy's. Come and join us on the podcast. Very nice. I like that. Kenneth, what's up, Ken? Twisted, I did see you in there as well, mate. So thanks for joining us, everybody. We've got lots on this week.
Mikey,
Yes.
you still have my picture pinned on the screen.
Oh, do I? Oh, thank you. I'll fix that now.
Yeah. I know everybody likes to see me up front.
Yo,
Not quite
everything
that
was
much,
going
though, if you know
so
what I mean.
smooth, man. Everything was going so smooth. We always
Well,
have
we
to
gotta have
add
at
a
least
mistake
one.
somewhere in the show.
Yeah,
Not
I'm
how
not
you
saying
say.
That's
we
what I
all
said.
are extremely
that's because
high.
we're authentic. We are high. On
Yes,
homegrown.
That's, I
I
said
hope
I
you're all
should have
smoking
really
some
said
good
it to you.
shit too. So anyway, this week's grow guides we're going to be looking at the onset of flowering, what light cycles work well, what you should be feeding your plant, what to look out for male and female, that kind of thing. And also, you might have seen in the news this week, especially if you're in the UK, there's going to be a coffee shop opening up in Liverpool, which is going to be working around the Dutch model. So there's a possibility right now in the next few weeks that we could be looking at legislation of cannabis in the UK, and we could be getting Dutch-style coffee shops. So we found out who the guy leading this movement is. His name is Gary Yodes. He's in the chat, and we had an interview with him. So we're going to find out right from the horse's mouth what's going on. It's very interesting. So, Dan the Indoor Man, welcome. Welcome to High and Homegrown. I think that's everybody. There we go. So yeah, man, it's going to be a good show. It's always good fun. So we'll move on to the news and events with that. Anything else, lads? Anything else? We're good?
Yeah, I have more. Yeah,
More.
it's still blank, buddy.
Oh yeah, why is it blank? Oh my gosh.
don't know.
It's because
You
it's because I've minimised it. There, fixed. God damn. You're all so fussy.
Production values, man. Production
let-
values. I can see a tiny little
You
speck
just
of
want
it, guys.
perfection all the time. Okay, when we move to news and events, it should be fixed. All right.
Is that pixel in the middle him?
Yes.
Oh.
Here we go. This week's news on
Mini
High on
DD.
Homegrown. Pow. And there it's fixed. Now you can see Mackie's sexy avatar of the mushroom guy smoking some kind of colourful weed.
He's back.
All right, there we go. Everything's sorted.
Working.
Sorry about that.
Yeah.
These things do happen, but look, the important thing is you can hear us, right? That's the important thing. Nobody's been muted so far.
So far.
It probably
So
will
far.
happen throughout the show. So let's continue. So this week's news. Who wants to go first? GB, you want to take this week?
Yeah, I'll fucking shoot with them. I was speaking about how the European Union, in their infinite wisdom, were contemplating about turning CBD into a narcotic. Well, it looks like the German Association for Cannabis Dispensing Pharmacies said no. This ain't fucking happening. And basically, you know what the Germans are like. Oh, they seem to rule Europe. So if the Germans are saying no, CBD is good, is not a narcotic, it is only a medicine, and it should be treated as a medicine. hopefully they won't fuck up like they do with so many other things over
Sounds
here.
like the Germans have already got a plan in the pipeline. That's why they don't want it rescheduled.
Oh yeah.
A lot of Canadian weed actually goes to Germany, if I'm not mistaken. So
Ah.
yeah, I'm sure they're quite invested,
Yeah.
monetarily
Uh,
wise. To yeah,
I'm sure
interesting.
the Canadians wouldn't want to see. It's just it's a step backwards
Mm.
if they do.
For sure.
Like it's just fucking boggles the mind how you could even think about turning CBD into a narcotic. But anyway,
It's not as even talking about THC. It's talking
yeah,
about CBD, man.
and it's like they even say in the thing that like it's the cannabis, the CBD is an important ingredient of the cannabis plant, which both influences the effects of THC and can trigger significant effects due to its ability to activate special receptors
Yeah.
in the body's
Yeah.
endocannabinoid system.
CB2.
Oh,
Shout out to
yeah.
CB2.
And they have some new fucking, is it THCV or some shit? It's
Yep.
a new
Well,
Yep.
it's not new.
um,
It's been
No,
around for a
it's
while.
been there.
The new
No, well, newly
expensive
discovered.
Yeah, newly
They're
discovered.
breeding for it now.
yeah. So
Dutch Passion has a THCV cultivar, yeah.
Yeah, it
yeah.
does. Yeah.
price
That's
of
a
it.
really expensive seed, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like
37 grand
30.
a seed.
Yeah, it's 35% THC or something, but isn't it?
Well, is it? Oh, if that's the case, I'm having some of that.
No, the Dutch Passion version of the THCV, they have apparently, according to their website, there's very, very little THC and CBD, but like 9 or 10 or 12% THCV.
Right.
So
That's the
very
one that's
interesting.
supposed to have the appetite
Yeah,
suppressant
all
effects.
these different cannabinoids and stuff. It takes an episode up on its own, not just even a section of 1 hour episodes, man. Like 2 hours
Yeah.
Oh my God.
to sit there and talk about cannabinoids. There's so many that do different
So
things,
many,
and
yeah,
add
it's true.
terpenes to that as well. It just gets crazy, you know. So,
So yeah, that's my news anyway.
yeah, thanks, GP. What were we saying? You want to go next, TG?
Yep, I can do that for sure. My news comes all the way from Israel. I don't know if anybody else has read this story, but it was kind of all over Twitter when on the day that it happened. I'll just read the story from Reuters here because it's pretty short. So, Tel Aviv, a drone dropped packets of what looked like cannabis over a main square in Tel Aviv on Thursday after activists seeking to legalize the drug in Israel promised free weed from the air on social media. Police say they arrested two men who operated the quadcopter that flew over Rabin Square, a site often used for street protests and political rallies. The time has come, the Green Drone Pro Legalization group said on its Telegram web messaging channel. Is it a bird? Is it a plane? No, it's the Green Drone sending you free cannabis from the skies. So, in the statement, the police said they suspected the baggies were filled with dangerous drugs, and officers managed to recover a bunch of them, and they took some pictures like they always like to, and yeah, basically
Some
it was a big publicity stunt for
Yeah, do
the
you know how much
legalization
they
effort in
dropped?
Israel.
How much would how many
Um,
packets
it
or?
it it doesn't say here in the news story, but I read another one that said they're looking to. I think they said they're looking to do a kilogram per week over various locations in Israel in little 2 gram baggies. So
Yeah, that's sweet, man. That's a good amount.
so the
To
cops
tell you,
like 24 of them.
if you ever see one of those drones overhead, you'd want to be fucking grabbing an umbrella and turning it upside down.
Mhm.
Shoot it.
Catch
Yeah.
as many of those little baggies as you can. Hey, come to me!
Then close your umbrella and run like hell before the cops come.
Fucking yeah, and that's the perfect hiding spot. You just close your mouth.
telling you.
No, I don't know what you're talking about, sir. This is my umbrella. Get away! Get
Well,
away!
It's only a
Just an
2 gram
umbrella.
bag, man. If I catch one, it's cool. But if not, I'm not worried.
Great
Well,
thing.
if
They
you,
say
if
there
you
was
catch 50, that's
Well,
there
going
was
yeah,
to be
video
true.
nice.
footage of people walking through busy traffic just to pick up the packets that had fallen on the road.
Causing accidents.
So
and
there you
all
go.
sorts.
Weed can kill you. Yeah.
Yeah.
It really can.
Yeah.
Desire for it at least can.
You
Monkey,
get
what are you
nailed,
saying, man? You
motherfucking-
got some news?
Something going on over here in the U.S. that I've been watching now for a few weeks, months even. And I didn't want to say anything until I was sure something was going on here. But it appears that the democratically controlled House of Representatives is going to go ahead and move forward and introduce a bill into the House of Representatives that would remove the sale of, would remove marijuana completely from the federal restricted substance lists, making it medically legal. and also then passing it on to the states to determine what they want to do with it. Now, the thing about this is they've been threatening this for a long time. And in the American elections this year, cannabis is completely been avoided as an issue. And while our orange president has said that he will sign legislation to make medical cannabis legal, he's also made it very convenient that the Senate has not sent him anything to sign. So what's happening now is the Democratic controlled House is going to call a bluff. So before the election, this bill will be introduced. They have the votes to pass it through the House and move it to the Senate. And at that point, they expect the Republicans to completely tank the bill and maybe show their colors. So
So
this
you
is
don't
what's
think they'll
going
pass
on
it?
right now. Well, the House of Representatives will pass it. They have the votes. They have the Democratic majority. They say they have 100% of the Democrats will vote for it, and a significant number of Republicans are also going to vote for it. However, they don't think that they have the votes in the Senate, and our president has made it known to his people that he doesn't want a bill on his desk. So it's expected to die.
That's
Wow.
shitty how that happens.
No, but all the advocates are saying this is historic because what it's showing now is it's showing that there are enough people out there that are willing to pass this, and if we get the right people in place, this could
True
happen.
enough.
Now, my serious wish is that I'm completely wrong, and that the Senate turns around and says, "Good, this is done, and it's no longer an issue, and nobody can claim it as a political volleyball anymore."
Mm,
So,
Yes.
but we shall see. So
we
I'm
shall
really,
see
I'm excited.
indeed.
I'm excited to see it. And one cool thing in this thing that as I read through the article, and I'm not going to go on forever about this, but there's a provision in this bill, and guess what it's about? A 5% sales tax, federal tax on marijuana sales in the United States is already in the bill.
Surprise.
5% already built in.
Oh,
So
shout
yeah,
out
so
in the
Oh my
chat there
grief.
to Fish and That Moist. God, I love Biss, you know. Yeah. Biss.
Ah,
Fish, yeah, Fish, what's going on, man? And then we got
oh,
Noob's dropped in as well, waiting for
Yeah.
the what the fuck was that? He's going to try and catch it
God.
first again.
Noob.
You
Noob.
Oops,
know?
I bought.
Get it, you
The
know.
luckiest guesser around, man. That guy is something else.
Skills.
He's following
Yeah.
me to the place I get the sound clips from, and now he
So
is.
yeah, you've got some news for us as well.
I have, yeah. I was going to go with some rubbish news to start with, but it was just a bit of a laugh. But I've found another one actually. Um, in our glorious country of legality for the weed, it seems our government, yes, they've granted 12 licenses to grow marijuana in this country to companies. So,
Recently.
no, this is over the last 2 or 3 years.
All right.
So we've actually got, well, we actually had 12 companies producing medical marijuana for other countries, only for export. Two of these have recently been sold off for 81 million and 92 million dollars US. Um, and it seems that a lot of a lot of research is being put into the legalization in this country, the full-time legalization, because there is a company called Voltface. Um, they're one of the biggest advocacy groups in favour of legalization, and apparently it's funded by one of the large Canadian marijuana producers.
Mm.
Hmm.
And this is within the Conservative government, so things are definitely changing.
Yeah, I think so.
Definitely changing.
There's some major turns going to happen soon.
And
Super
I think,
Cropper, welcome
yeah,
to the show.
we, we,
Super Cropper, sorry, let's just see what Super Cropper said there about THCV. He said weight loss is a multi-billion pound industry worldwide. THCV could kill it if it did not deliver a euphoric effect. So it seems as if THCV does something for weight loss.
yes,
Appetite
it's an
suppressant,
appetite
right?
suppressant, isn't it?
Is it? Yeah.
But yeah,
I
but
don't know too much about it,
you see all
but
these,
yeah.
you see all these people want to lose weight, and they're thinking, well, hang on a minute, do we want a euphoric effect or do we not? Come on,
Yeah,
people, what do you
do I
want?
want to feel good or do I want to feel
Yeah,
sick?
Yeah, that's a good
do I
point
want to
too.
feel good losing my pounds and pounds and pounds?
Exactly.
Excellent, man.
There's Cody's
That'd be
there as
really
well.
good.
Welcome to the show, Cody. Thanks for joining us, man. And he's always busy on a
Nice.
Sunday. He rarely makes it, so it's good to see him in the chat.
Cool.
Yeah, man. So that's a lot of news. It's always good to hear what's going on around the world, in the world of cannabis. We've got some forum news as well. Unfortunately, we've had a couple of motherfuckers had their gone and rob a couple of members' plants this month.
Bunch of lowlifes.
Yep.
You saw Grower Urban up on Twitter. He had a couple of plants taken, and then must be at Mitch as well. You know, you just have to always make sure you're following them 3 rules, man. It's very important because growing outdoors is difficult to hide. You grow, you know, and it's always the case that someone could come along and steal it.
Yeah. Watch too. Like
Huge insults.
I posted a picture of some shit on Twitter about this, and I got a lot of the replies were make sure you remove your geotagging data off of your fucking photos before you post them, because anyone can download those, and if they have any sort of computer savvy, there's shit you can use to extract your location data, and I mean,
And you can get it down to what's it, GPS like data points, so you can go directly to where that plant is.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, they were all outdoor grows. This kind of thing happens at this time of year when plants start to finish, and people are growing outdoors because you can smell them for so far away. So many people can notice it.
And they're big too, you know, like some of these ones that they're posting are 7-8 feet tall, so they're bigger than most fences. And I mean, Croptober, man, it's ripper season, so
So if you are growing outdoors, take the extra precautions over the next month or so.
Yeah, may want to mention that you can go into your phone settings and disable that geotagging on your photos if you that way it won't be there when you take the picture. And you really don't want it there anyway. So
and them settings, they're all enabled automatically on your phone, so you have to go out of your way to go and do. So whatever model you've got, it will be in settings somewhere. Just make sure you got the geotagging taken off. They don't need to
make sure you do it both in your photos, like in your camera app, and also Google. Google records fucking everything, or Apple, or whatever kind of overlord that you might be subscribed to. So just watch that.
Data miners.
Yeah, so the unconventional graph's going well as well. We've got some people jumping in there, and there's still a chance to jump in as well if you want to get involved. Just pick something stupid, grow a plant in it.
Few loopholes. If you're having trouble getting started, we can give you a hand on it. So contact us at Percy's. I'll be happy to walk you through how to get going.
My container has not arrived.
Understand, brother. So understand.
It will be here by the 9th.
Post me a picture.
You've got it, you dodgy git.
Post me a picture of your seed and your dirt, and I'm good to go.
Oh, well, you've already seen. My girls have already. I planted them last week. So they've already sprouted their beautiful little heads.
Right.
But no, it's just the container itself, her finished container that has arrived.
If it goes through customs and comes out with an open package, is that kind of like a red flag?
No. No, it's as if I'm gonna be fucking using it, so I don't really give a shit who's fucking handling it.
I mean, Kenneth's just asking there, where do I enter the unconventional grower? Just go to percysgrowroom.com.
There should be a thread in our comps, and just go ahead and in there, just say you'd like to enter. It tells you how to do it.
That's right.
And you're good to go.
Yeah.
It's good fun, man. It's good fun.
Yeah. This is more for fun than yield. So, this is a low stress grow. I'll put it that way.
Well, low stress for
low stress
for
on
who?
No stress on the growers. No.
On the well, it should be. You're not you shouldn't be chasing a yield on this one. You're chasing a.
You're going to try and keep that thing alive, man.
You're going to keep it alive in your tiny little pot.
Well, I didn't say the pot had to be tiny. I mean, good grief! I think I heard somebody was going to be not hiding, but growing one in a tire.
Yeah, so, I think that is our man Fish.
I didn't want to put him on the spot on that, but yeah, he did say something about that.
No, well, fuck it. I've put him on the spot now. He said it. I want to see this fucking tractor.
A tractor tire. He's doing it in a tractor tire.
That'll be interesting.
I know. I could be adding the tractor tire, but let's make it a tractor tire now, Fish. Get the finger out, brother.
Yeah, man. So
make it happen.
That's all the news this week. Just about. Is there any more news, lads? You got anything? Oh, good. That's about it. Cool.
So. Yeah.
Right. So with that, we'll move on to the famous stoner this week. GB, it's down to you, man.
Now, tonight we are going to find out a little about a man who, until recently, I didn't know even fucking smoked the Mary Jane. He has been a thief, a con man, a teacher. He's even been a fucking cop. But at least he was in the K9 unit, so he's all right with me. Tonight, guys, and girls, we are going to have a little chat about Jim Belushi.
Nice. I remember that K9 movie.
Yeah, that's one of my favourite movies of all time.
Yeah.
It was a bit corny, a bit shitty,
No,
but
I don't watch dog films after that. So.
it was like that Turner and Hooch. Do you remember that?
Yeah,
That
they
was
always
like-
just kill the fucking dog or something at the end, man. And I can watch vicious shit, but you can't go killing the dog, man. And that like sort of breaks
that's
me.
sad, that is.
You know,
Really is.
So, I can't be watching dogs getting hurt, man. You know,
Oh,
there's
what was
that
that
dog
one then?
film.
Was it Danny the Champ or something?
I don't know.
Wasn't that a dog movie from fucking years ago?
What's that fucking? There's that dog
Old
movie.
Yeller, man.
Shiloh,
That's
is
a
it?
fucking classic.
There's one that
Shut
no,
us.
the life of the life. What's that dog film with the stone?
Homeward Bound. That's a fucking good movie.
Yeah, that's
That is a good movie.
The dogs
Anyway.
died in where the Redfern grows.
Going off on
Anyway.
tangents. Yeah, sorry, Jim.
We do this fucking all the time.
Old
Anyway,
Yeller dies. I mean,
Yeah. So briefly, we would say Jim was born in 1954 in Chicago, in the Windy City. He was born to Albanian immigrants, and he is the brother of John Belushi, famous for the Blues Brothers. Do-do-do.
Flounder himself. Not Flounder. What was his Animal House name? Bluto.
Oh.
Bluto.
I couldn't remember.
Yeah, John
Um,
Belushi. John Belushi was Bluto.
In the Labyrinth?
No.
no,
Animal
in-
House. Animal House.
Oh, Animal House. Yeah.
I'm sorry. This is a stoner moment. I'm on a tangent. Here.
So yeah, he's worked with some of the best in the business. He's worked with Tom Hanks, John Candy, Halle Berry, Whoopi Goldberg, and the Machine himself, Arnold Schwarzenegger, on a few
The
occasions.
6 degrees of separation strikes again.
So it is no wonder he jumped on the bandwagon when he had two friends like those Bowsies, the last ones that we talked about, because we know they are also cannabis users. So he what was it? So yeah, he was always a smoker, but he was he's always said that he's a light smoker. He doesn't smoke a whole lot, but he does enjoy it. And when legalization came along, he had a shitload of land and he added to it. So he decided that he was going to go and grow weed.
That was the film. Sorry to interrupt. Marley and Me. I haven't even watched that. It's like you're gonna watch the life of a dog, man, from puppy to when it fucking dies, man. What kind of person are you, man? You're a savage. You just want to bruise your emotions. Don't watch movies like that.
Yeah, but that's a good movie,
But
man.
no, I can't watch no dog movie like that where the dog's gonna die in the end. Homeward Bound was alright because they survived, you know, and they're all happy in the end and shit. But I like
Yeah.
dogs.
So yeah, he was he didn't have he set up the farm, and he is growing some fucking serious fine dank weed out there, guys. He admitted himself that he knew sweet fuck all about growing when he set up Belushi Farms, but it was a very good friend of his, Dan Aykroyd, who
Oh.
introduced him to
Really?
a fella called Captain Jack. Now this fella, lads, is serious. He was back in the 70s. He's grown this same Landis strain that he got from this fucking tribe up in the mountains in
Cool.
Afghanistan back in the 70s, and he's been growing this out ever since then.
Sweet man.
Oh man, seriously, even like it goes. He was with this tribe for nearly 2 years before they trusted him to give him the seeds. So that's serious shit.
Whoa.
Yeah, and like fucking, he's just an awesome dude. Or actually, I think we will cover about him in his own right, because he is savage. But between them, they've created some awesome strains. Like they have cherry pie, black dog OG, vanilla wafer, lemon chiffon, bubble mint, and chocolate hashberry.
Mm.
They're the 6 main strains that they have developed in that themselves. And the cherry pie sounds really nice, but unfortunately, we cannot buy seeds of it as of yet. It is all for dispensary only. So it's only going to be the Yanks that are going to enjoy that.
Can you
And
make up a
not-
dispensary name?
We could try, but I don't think
You know
they're
what I
going to
mean?
bring across state lines. Monkey has told us about this time
We will
again.
find a way,
No.
man. Where there's will, there's a way.
Oh yeah,
Of
there's
course.
always where there's will, there's a
Yo,
way.
shout out to
Yeah.
Bob in the chat. Saw Bob pop up as well.
Oh, Bob, and it
Oh,
was
wow.
actually Bob who put me onto this. Onto the series. That is the one that I'm going to recommend to everybody. So that's why I'm keeping this one short and sweet, because I think everybody should have a look at this. It is called Growing Belushi. And all 3 episodes, it is on Discovery, but all 3 episodes are available here on YouTube. So just type in Ground Belushi and have a look at it. It is actually really good. It's really entertaining, and you will learn some kind of good stuff along the way. So, yeah, that is pretty much it. And
Yeah.
there's the man standing in front of some fine, fine plants. Look at that. Oh, that's only 10.6. He has like 98 acres, lads.
Whoa,
Wow.
Yeah,
man.
filled with, and it's like a seven-person team looks after this thing.
Yeah, you
So
need
I'm
staff
guessing
to
he
look
doesn't
after that
run
many
out of
plants.
weed very often then.
Mm.
I'd
But yeah,
still
no,
kill it.
but even 7 people to look after
No.
98
2
acres.
weeks, man.
Oh, serious. But yeah, so that is
Sorry,
things I
Jim, we
would
smoked
recommend
it all,
after the
mate.
show. Yeah, after the show, everybody, or even just have a look during the week if
Yeah,
you
I
have a
haven't
bit of
checked it out yet.
time.
I'm gonna have to.
Oh man, you're gonna have to. It is so good. And even Jim himself is just he's a funny bastard. You know, even the things that he says, and he's like, there's these two fucking people that work for him there. He knows them since they were kids, so he cuts them like loads of slack, and he's like, yeah, but they're all right. These fuckers want to leave at 4 o'clock when they're meant to be spraying Captain Jack's famous fucking hash weed. A fucking, I don't know what it was. Can they call it Captain Jack anyway? That's a strain that they're developing.
It's
Back,
weed, man. Like Tommy Chong,
yeah,
Tommy
it's
Chong
weed.
said.
Yeah,
It's marijuana.
but
Smoke
they
it.
wanted to leave early, like, and they're going, oh yeah, no, we finish at 4, but this stuff had to be done at 5. They're like, yeah, but we finish at 4. They're
Lie.
like, lads, you just get all the weed you want. You probably get fucking paid handsomely for it.
Maybe them guys got to
Just
go
stay
home
and do
and
your
tend to
job.
their own plants, though. You know.
Tend to your plants on your own time, goddammit. You stay here and you keep my plants well. That's what I'd be saying to them.
So there we go, Jim Belushi, star of Growing Belushi. Check it out. I'm going to check it out
Yeah.
this week. we did have somebody in the chat, but I can't scroll up to see who it was. Can't remember what the name was. And they mentioned that they've seen it. Said it's a little bit too dramatized or something. Well, everything is when it's in that kind of reality TV show kind of theme, in it.
Yeah, well, especially, I don't want to sound bad, but like, American TV does speak very drama and wow.
Mhm.
That's what I like about it.
Yeah.
I find Irish and like UK TV can be just too fucking serious sometimes.
The TV's just shit, man. It's all about YouTube
Yeah.
nowadays. YouTube and Netflix. Fuck TV.
I'll be Netflix. I don't watch TV itself as it goes. I box set everything. So
Oh,
if anyone has any good box sets, I like the likes of Game of Thrones type shit, anything like that. Anything? Drop me.
Shameless.
Yeah,
I-
drop
I've-
something in the comments, man. Let us know. What
Yeah,
do you
throw-
like to
throw
watch
something
when
in.
you're stoned? You know what I'm
We
saying?
got a good thread going on the forums, right?
That's right. Yeah, some good movies
Yeah.
in there.
So,
And
Yeah.
and while we are
Come let
talking
us
about
know.
while we're talking about threads on the the forum,
Yeah,
don't
that.
forget people to add in your things on the three word story.
Oh yeah.
That was really, really good fun, and we are going to read it out on the Higher on Homegrown, our other side show.
The
Well, we got
sideshow.
Nice
got
Yeah.
about 4 weeks to build that, so there we go.
So yeah, we have loads of time to build it up, so it's really good.
Welcome to the show,
Spartan.
Spartan.
How's it going,
Thanks for
buddy?
joining us. So there we
Yeah.
go then, lads. That's Famous Stoner this week. We'll move on to Grow Guides. Are you all ready? Let's go.
Yes. Oh, it's very fancy these
So,
days.
It's all about flowering this week. Not like when the buds are getting big and you're coming to the end, but the early stages from when you're moving from vegetation into the early stages of flowering. So we're going to be talking about what light cycles are going to work best if you're growing autos or photo period plants, or what nutrients you want, because you'll change from grow nutrients to bloom nutrients, or offering PK to the plant at a certain point. We'll discuss what we do ourselves and when we offer these nutrients to the plants at what times. Things like that. Welcome to the show, Geordie Outdoors. Thanks for joining us. So, lads, let's say we're growing a photo period plant, and we flick the lights to 12:12 flowering starting to happen? After the light's been flicked to 12:12, how many days would you usually wait until you start to see flowers starting to form? TG, you want to take that first?
Sure. Um, in my experience, like you won't notice, I guess, flowering in the sense of where you get the nice pistil growth or the stigma, sorry, growth. But like you'll get a stretch. It'll start changing. I guess you won't get new leaf growth right out of the top nodes anymore, or the bud sites. But yeah, it looks kind of strange, and it'll pause and then just grow up, and then after about I would say 3.5 weeks, about there, that's kind of when your stretching stops, and then you start really getting into flowering, full flower production. But I guess, what would you call that, like pre-flower
Yeah,
flower or
pre-flower.
something?
I call it the
Um,
stretch.
yeah, that's what I just call it too. That's part of flower, in my opinion, is
Mhm.
the stretch. It's the first part of flower. So yeah, about 3.5, 4 weeks till you can really start like watching the buds sticking up. Before that, it's kind of just like, when the fuck is it gonna start? But
Yeah.
it grows up and up. So yeah, that's my experience, at least, anyway.
Were you saying, Monkey? Same thing?
Very similar. I mean, yeah, usually if it's photo, you flip the lights, and then I usually see anywhere from 3 days to a week. You'll start seeing some stretch starting to happen. And then, like Temple said, you're usually going to stretch for a good solid 2 weeks and into that third week. And usually it's about the time you start screaming, when the hell is this going to stop? It's reaching for your lights, going, and then it'll level out, and you'll start seeing where your bud sites will actually start forming pom-poms looking little puffs. So, real close to that. Yeah.
So, GB, you've grown autos, right?
Yeah, autos and
So, what would you
I
say the
just
difference
chop.
is with the autos? Because with the autos, you keep it on 18.6, right?
Yeah, I keep when I'm growing autos. I grow it out for the first kind of week, 2 weeks on 24, and then I drop her down to 24 4, and then I just leave her on that for the rest of the grow.
Yeah. But what
So
would you
it's
look
and
when the flowers start to form? Do you think about week 4, week 5?
it does be kind of it depends really on the strain.
Mm.
But it is normally within 4 weeks. I know they say that you can have like from seed to harvest in 60 days and in fucking 70 days. But it's not really, in fairness, Church. It's going to be a little bit longer, but yeah, no, it
Usually
is.
is.
And
I'd
they,
say some autos, like if you get into the lowrider stuff, those really tiny little bitches.
yeah, well, I say if you get into the little
Yeah,
midget ones,
but you're right. Most are 4 weeks, I would say. I agree.
Now, I
that's
think some of that kind of depends on pot size. I've experienced with,
Mm.
of course,
yeah.
I played with some of them in these mud grows, and
Good
because
point.
of that, you'll get the roots will stress out, and I'll start seeing signs of flower in 2 weeks
Mm.
on those, but they won't finish any faster. And that's the weird thing, they'll start flowering sooner but if it's at a 10-week strain, you still going to have to wait to see 10 weeks to see the trichomes ripe enough to get the plant in. So, but yeah, flowering can be triggered with autos, I find, at least with root stress.
Yeah, that's right.
What do you
Good
think,
point.
Ian? When you flip, how long are you saying?
Maximum of a couple of weeks, really.
Yeah.
To be honest, at the minute, I'm not taking that much notice to my plants. I open the tent and, oh, look, they've got flowers. Wicked. I'll flip them then. But yeah, 10 days to 2 weeks, and the stretch has stopped, and everything's looking nice and flowery and starting to smell nice. That's probably the best bit. I like that bit. I like
I
that
don't
bit
know.
when
I
they
don't like
change
the
over.
flowering period so much. It's nice to watch. It's good TV, but there's nothing you can do at this point.
No,
You know,
but
everything that you can do to the crop is pretty much done when the flowering starts.
yeah, yeah.
Fun's
Then,
over.
well, as soon as you got to this 2 week period when everything stopped, then start taking branches off and stuff
Mm.
and making it nice. But I can't even be bothered to do that at the minute, so I just leave them there. I hoover
They
up
why?
do
when they're
well enough.
finished.
So
I was lazy on mine too. I got fucking larf all over the place. It's gonna be super fun to trim.
lame. Just trim it off into a bucket, man, and make some
Yeah,
dry
just bin
ice
bag the
hash.
lot.
Yeah,
Make some
Probably.
hash, bust the hash up.
nice and
Yeah.
easy.
I tell you, you cannot knock the larf, lads, because
Oh,
when
I don't.
when
It's
you
good. It's just a pain in the
uh,
fucking ass.
you know yourself, like I found a jar of barf that I had, and I'd forgot about it. I was after going out, but like there was like an ounce and a
but
half in
hold,
this, maybe
Hold
two
on, GB.
ounces.
How many plants have you grown? Maximum two.
No, I've had six.
Oh right. Okay, yeah. Six is a bit of a task when you got a lot of laugh to trim.
I and these six were grown under like a filazon light. Like it's a good light.
A
It's
flies
just
on,
like that's it.
flies on.
I needed two of them. I had two of them, but we know what happened to. We won't go down
Yeah,
that road
we've
again.
heard that one. Yeah, we have
Oh
heard
yeah,
that.
oh, that is
Upgraded
mentally hard.
to the
Yeah, but
ish.
yeah, we're much better now, man. They fucking absolutely. I have to say, these seedlings are loving it, man. There's one of them is real deformed and looks just fucking like it belongs on the special bus. But
Like from Chernobyl and shit.
yeah, it's just it's fucked up, man. But like as the lad said, I'm gonna just let her keep going. I was going to use it for the unconventional, but I went no. We're going to try do this properly. And so I think I'm just gonna try use it in a mug grow.
So
One thing
TG,
you will. Oh, sorry. Go
I
ahead.
mean, you grow organics, right? So when
I
you
try
see the
to.
flowers starting to form, do you change anything in your medium? Do you add anything extra, or do you just let it do its thing?
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't personally. Um, I just follow my same regimen that I have been the whole time. If the plants are looking like they need something, then yeah, I'll add in some like if they need some potash or something like that for potassium, then I'll do that. But no, generally I don't add anything extra when I flip the flower.
Yeah, we
I
should just discuss
do
that. It's like when the plant goes from vegetation into the flowering stage, it reduces the amount of nitrogen it uses because nitrogen is
mm,
used to make like leaves, and branches, and stems. And when the plant starts to flower, it doesn't make as much as them, so it reduces the amount of nitrogen it needs, but it needs a lot more potassium and phosphorus to build the flowers and give it the energy it
sure.
needs to build them as well.
but don't forget,
So
it still needs a bit of nitrogen.
yeah, it still
Oh
needs a
yeah,
bit of nitrogen because nitrogen helps the plant make chlorophyll. Without nitrogen, there's no chlorophyll, and the chlorophyll
Yeah.
is needed for the plant to photosynthesize and make food. So
A lot of
you'll
people just stop their veg newts though and go on to the flowering newts, and there's
well, the
most
flowering
of the
newts
time
do
there's
have
not enough.
a bit of nitrogen in there, and a lot of
I don't think
nitrogen
there's
stays
enough
in the
in
plant
should.
as
most of
well.
them.
Yeah.
You don't want too much, so that's the thing. Because if there's too much nitrogen, it gives you airy buds, and you don't want airy buds. You want good,
Yeah,
dense,
true.
solid
Yeah.
buds. So you want to cut out the nitrogen. If there's a nitrogen deficiency, then you can easily add a little bit further on down the grow. But it uses a lot less during the
Yeah.
flowering stage. So this is when
My
most
thought
growers will
is
add potassium and phosphorus to the medium to give the flowers the food they need to grow. Which is why I
growing
asked TG
organically.
that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry,
my
TG.
thought is just like the idea behind a living soil, or at least a semi-living soil like I run, is that the plant dictates what it needs, and it takes what it needs with help from the microbes in the soil, and by providing the entire suite of nutrients that it needs, it can kind of titrate itself essentially.
Mm.
Mm.
That's at least that's just my thought, because yeah, you feed the soil rather than you feed the plant in a living soil,
Yeah.
and so it's a little bit more of a second degree of separation kind of thing. But
Mm.
I've, in my experience, never had any issues with like sometimes there's deficiency depending on if I forget to fill the pot up enough, or something
Yeah.
like that, or certain strains are a little hungrier than others too, so there is that. But yeah, generally it's pretty just kelp. Weekly kelp is what I do.
So, and
um,
now when it comes to cocoa and hydroponic mediums, it's a little bit different, because you have to provide the salts as the plant needs it. So, Monkey, you're a cocoa grower. When do you start feeding flowering nutrients to your plant after the flip? Do you do it as soon as the lights have changed, or do you wait until you start to see flowers form first before you give them the flowering food?
I try to wait to see the stretch completely stop and to see the flowers building somewhat. And once they start doing that, then I'm using the advanced nutrient formula, which has two separate formulas, one for bloom, one for grow. And at that point, I'll switch to the grow and I will give them a little. And I want to say this very specifically, about a quarter of what the manufacturer recommends of PK. I don't want much because too much of it seems to stunt the flowering cycle if I give them too much too fast.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll also start. I want to increase the CalMag because I'm cocoa growing under LED lights, and now at that point, when those flowers start forming, the plant's going to have a really high demand for CalMag, and so I
Yeah.
want to go ahead and increase my CalMag at that point, and also consider doing a foliar feed before the flowers start building of either Epsom salt or CalMag to give that plant one more push,
Mm.
and that'll kind of set me up now for bloom at that point.
So you wait until you see the flowers form and then you change the feed. So
Absolutely,
you
I
just
want to
hold it
see
on
flowers
grow newts
blooming.
up until then.
Yeah, and I even don't even want heavy grow newts.
Mhm.
I like to keep the EC low, keep it on grow newts only, and nothing special, just a little bit of CalMag for the cocoa the business, and then basically just it's the hardest part is waiting for the stretch to finish
Mhm.
to change cycles. Everybody
Yeah, it's the
wants to get
hardest
in there
part
and
for me.
change it.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
always, well, not always. Sometimes I don't, but on most occasions I'll have too much stretch because I've trimmed at the wrong
right.
time or fed wrong.
Yeah,
Something
you kind of
happens.
were. I find that it's actually I'm starting to actually go further than I used to go. I find that the plant can tolerate me waiting an extra few days before I give it
Hmm.
the bloom newts. It's better off doing that than giving it
Yeah.
too much too fast or something like that. So I'm conservative with that. I always say that I'm a excess kind of grower. I like to have more power, more power, more power. But that's the difference is not with nutrients. So
Yeah.
I want to give them as little as I have to,
What about
and
you,
that
GB?
works. It works for me, man.
I didn't even use CalMag this time round in flour at all. I use stripped back completely. I only use Cana A and B, and I use Cana PK, the 1314. I
Hmm.
use really small amounts. I done like a mini flush every feed.
Yeah.
Um, that I was getting like I over when I say over, like I do 10 liters. I put all 10 liters through the plant, so I get great absorption in it, and it passes out all everything. So it put keeps nice nice just a right amount of salt. So everything is just perfect for it, and yeah, I got a really good harvest.
Mm.
I had no problems either anyway through this this whole grow.
Nice. And
Yeah, literally
that
not.
was photo period, was it? Was it?
And that was a photo, yeah, and
Yeah.
that was a snowbud strain, and it's a
Right.
strain that I can't even get it anymore from this place. Don't do it. It was one of the last ones, and that was I popped six beans. Only one of them came out, and that was the snowbud.
So what you're saying is also, yeah, you're in soil. You don't grow in cocoa like uh,
Uh,
GB and Monkey, and you're not fully organic like TG. It's a little bit different for you and on all sides, man. What do you do when flowers? Do you start feeding flowering food from flip, or do you wait a while?
I wait about a week actually, just to see what the plants do because I mean, I've got two lots going on at the minute though. I've got a few going in Canaterra soil, which tends to supply the plants up to about 4 weeks. So if I'm under 4 weeks veg, they've still got enough food in the plants. But I've also started to on that Sohum water only soil.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Um, and as long as I remember water only, we're all good. Um, they I'm just about to flip them, I think, because the Sohum apparently in 20 liters is only good for about 7 weeks. So I might run out towards the end. So I might have to be putting some PK in just to see what's going with the plants, see how long they last, see how long
What
the
PK
soil lasts.
would you be putting organic PK in? I suppose you won't be using salt based.
No, God no. I'll have to find some organic PK actually. I haven't got anything that even.
Kelp
Actually,
is
I
good,
have
right? TG.
molasses, blackstrap molasses.
Kelp, yeah, kelp's
Yeah,
got a lot of potassium. Not so much phosphorus unless it's been
Hmm.
fortified, but you can find products that have both of those usually. Yeah.
So it's easy for the salt based growers. You just change up your food and start adding some PK. And whatever brand of nutrients you're using will have their version of PK. A lot of growers use advanced nutrients Big Bud. That's a good one which a lot of growers use, but most will use Canna PK 1314. It seems to be a standard for everybody. Good type of PK. And, when the flowers are growing, that's the kind of food they need. So you want to provide them as much as possible with the food they need, and of course keep the pH balanced. which will differ depending on what medium you're in. Do you all change pH when you move to flower as well? So in
Not so
cocoa, you
much,
go
too much.
5.8 to 6.2,
I
right?
was gonna, yeah, I'll let it drift. I don't really go up, all the way up on it. I'll keep it about 5.9 in veg, and then I'll let it go to 6, maybe 6.1, but not much further. That's just me.
Yeah, just let it swing at it.
My
Yeah.
soil sorts my pH.
See,
Quite happy about that.
Sif is saying that she used kelp. I don't know. Is Sif a dude or a girl? Sorry,
I don't
I don't
know.
know.
I don't
I
know.
thought it's. I think it's a girl. I'm not sure. Anyway, we would just call
We'll
you.
find out in a minute when they type back.
Yeah. Well, they are saying recharge. They use recharge. Recharge is savage, from what I hear.
Yeah. Is that from
Well,
Eco
Mackie,
Thrive as well? Yeah. What's up,
Mackie,
Monkey?
with with that pH thing, just thinking about it, because I use advanced nutrients with the pH Perfect formula, I don't change
Yeah,
pH
yeah.
because that when I change nutrients, that bottle is supposedly balanced to deliver those nutrients. So, I mean, I really, at this point in time in my grow, my pH meter is basically just to check, not really to adjust with.
So does apart from when you run, obviously when you're running a photo period plan, you have to do 12-12. But have you anybody done the gaslight routine before? You've had a
I
shot at that
tried
to
it.
the end, right? Yeah.
I, yeah, I tried it about maybe 2 years ago. I had, I think, 4 plants on the go, and I thought, all right, we'll see what this gaslight routine's all about.
Can you just
Three of
explain
the
what it
plants.
is? Yeah.
It's it's a daft like. Well, I don't know if it's daft. Um, it was a bit daft for me because it sent one of my plants into flower in about the second week of veg, and I was a bit like, well, to be fair, I was properly annoyed. But when I re-vegged it, it turned out to be a massive blueberry flipping cola, and it was absolutely huge. So I was quite pleased by that. But it's a technique where you change your lighting. I'm looking to see the exact hours, so I don't give people the wrong information. Um, it is 12 hours of light, 5.5 hours of darkness, one more hour of light, and then another 5.5 hours of darkness.
Oh my
What the fuck?
gosh.
Oh my gosh, yes, it's a
Send them a
complicated.
code.
You try setting up a digital timer to do that.
It's not easy.
Honestly, over a week, it will just kill you. You need a degree in like mathematical science just
It's
to
like
set your
setting a
timer up.
VCR in the 80s.
Especially when you've gone over midnight and your timer thinks, oh, it's next day, but you don't want it to be next day in terms of yeah. But yeah, it sent my blueberry into flower in about the second week of veg, and I didn't notice for about a week.
All right.
Um, but it did turn out when I re-vegged it, it did turn out to be the most huge cola. So
So what
it was good.
you just use the gaslight routine to flower some other plants or something?
No, I just took that one out.
Right. Well, but there was other plants under the gaslight.
No, well, I had 4 plants in there.
Right.
Three were going okay, 3 were going fine, and the blueberry decided it was going to flower. I mean, it's not
And the others
the
didn't
GR
flower.
routine. No, because I stopped it.
Okay.
I changed the lighting. At the time, I didn't have the facility to move it to another tent. Now I have, so I'm all good. But at the time, I only had the one tent going, so I'm thinking, that's not right. So I put it back to 18.6 and vegged them out for a bit longer, and then flowered them all. And
Yeah. Fuck that shit. You're gonna hurt me messing around like that.
now I can't be bothered with that.
You know, some growers like to run their auto flowers on 24 hours a day. What do you think
Yeah,
about that?
waste of money.
Yeah, I think it's
I
a bit too
agree.
Yeah.
much. Yeah.
Yeah. Too much
As I
to
said, I'd like to do it. I'd like to do it at the start of it to give it just that extra little bit. But the plant needs a bit of rest, man.
It does.
Yeah.
Definitely.
They,
So
they,
they have
there's
processes
difference
that they
in
do in the dark. Yeah.
Like there's loads of
roots
people
grow and
that grow
stuff.
it on 18.6 on autos will slip it down. That's I think the 2024 is perfect. It needs a bit of rest, but it doesn't need a whole lot. She has a very fine lifespan,
Mm,
so she doesn't need to rest that much.
yeah.
So I'm just rolling a
Yep.
spliff right now. So what we
No,
talking
I
about
agree.
lollipopping?
Yes. Good
You,
idea.
you know when your flowers are starting to form and you want to take off the growth at the bottom of the plant that you don't want to keep. You all you all lollipop your plants. I do. You will see.
I just
I
did
do.
that today, literally.
No, but I will be doing it on the next one.
Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Depends on how much time I've got.
It makes it a way easier in the end. I mean, you don't have the larf to deal with. Not,
Oh,
GB loves his larf, but
as I
nothing
said,
against
the
it. Nothing
larf.
against it. I just would rather have it added to the top colas. So then
But
That's
like,
me too.
but lads, the larf saved me €1,000.
yeah,
You know,
Yeah.
oh, and
like
that
I
was
say,
that was larf that I didn't even know was there, and like it wasn't even stored properly. It was just kept in a container. It was never burped. It was never no. It was still on the sticks.
I always have larf, man. Just
Damn.
because I can't reach
I
the
had
plants in
some
the
like
back
that.
of my
Somebody
Yeah.
tent.
smokes it
So
all.
Fuck
nothing.
it. That
It's
stuff
just
done me.
annoying.
Yeah, that shit just done fucking perfect, man. And it even sorted out one of my best buddies. I gave him a fucking half ounce, and then I was regretting giving him the half ounce because I fucking had none myself. But fuck, you have to help a brother out.
Mm.
Oh.
The lollipopping's good though. It's nice and clean. It helps with airflow. It's nice at the end when you're trimming because, like we've just discussed, you
Yeah,
don't have
much
to
easier.
fuck with that shit. And yeah,
Yeah, I like to go down in the middle of the plant because I like to do a lot of manifolds and main lines. And so I'll go also when I'm lollipopping up from the bottom, I'll go through the center and take out the big fans so that I can get airflow. And it's strictly an airflow thing, and the plant will recover amazingly. But
Mhm.
that same time when I'm lollipopping, I get all those big fan leaves out of the middle of the plant so that I can get some nice, wonderful dry air in there to keep those buds from molding up on me.
And any training that you've been doing, you'll start to notice after a couple of weeks after the flip, the stems will start to get harder and more rigid, and when you bend them, they'll break easier. So
Yeah.
you need to stop any training at this point.
Yes,
Make
you
sure
do.
any training you've done is done during veg and the early first few days of flower, maybe the first week. But then I like to stop. Then it gets too risky.
And even when you think and you've got your hands on the branch and you think, yeah, I can just bend that just a tiny little bit out there and a tiny little bit out there, don't do it. Stop because they'll snap.
Yeah.
Now, I have successfully tied strings or wires and then a little each day kind of deflect that bud down a little bit,
Mm.
down a little bit, down a little, tiny,
Takes a lot
tiny,
of
tiny.
patience, that does, mate.
It does, but I mean, when you get, really, really need that last little inch, you got to do it. You got to do it.
Yeah. So there we go. That's about like some of it. I mean, there's so much more to the early
That's
stages
about
of
some of
flowering.
it.
You
Yeah.
know, like
Once you get
temperatures
that
as well. For
stretch,
example, the stretch. If you can control the daytime temperatures and the nighttime temperatures, so they're within 5 degrees of each other, you'll see a lot less stretch. The colder it is between day and night, the more stretch you'll see as well. That's an
Right.
important factor.
red
So
too. I
that
mean,
could be.
the reason you switch from HPS or from metal halide to HPS if you're doing traditional HID or on a lot of the older LEDs, they have the veg and bloom switches. When you crank the bloom on, you get a lot more of a red spectrum, which also helps to reduce the stretch.
Yeah.
Or no, it increases stretch, right?
Yeah, yeah,
the red
yeah.
does. Blue will decrease.
That's right. Because
but,
when I grew using HPS, I'd keep my metal halide in for the first 2 weeks after
yeah,
flip,
yeah,
and then I'll change to
that's
HPS
right.
after that, and I'll go back to a metal halide at the end for the last week. Apparently,
Right.
it makes the plant think that it's going into the autumn time because of the blue spectrum of light. I don't know, plant science and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't understand them. You know.
Well, I ran into a thread somewhere and I posted it up on Percy's and about dimming the light cycle toward the end of bloom. So I've been playing with it this time, and I don't have the numbers yet, but the results look amazing. It was
Really?
kept the intensity up anywhere from 7 to 900 par rating, and then about the last 3 to 4 weeks, this was a 10-week flower. So about the last 3 or 4 weeks, I dropped it down to about 500, and the colas got massive.
You
Yeah.
drop it straight or gradually?
Straight. I just one stepped it down from, like I said, about 900 down to about 500, and man, the colas just got huge
Mm. Well, that's
and
what we'll cover
sticky.
next week. We'll cover the last part of flowering and how to
Yeah.
get fat buds, man. How to feed the plant to get the best out of it.
And this is just an experiment, but this is how you get bigger buds. Is you try something, and
Yeah,
if it
experiment, that's what
works,
it's all about.
yeah.
You just
Yeah.
don't
If
ever
it
forget about
works,
this as a hobby, So try
oh
and enjoy
man,
it as you do your
Do
thing.
things, try
yeah,
things.
yeah,
have
yeah.
fun.
So let's move on to strain of the week. Then let's do this. Before we move on, If you liked the video so far, like and subscribe, and all that YouTube stuff which people say. Monkey, strain of the week, man. It's down to you.
Strain of the week this week. Strain of the week. Let's talk about Bruce Banner. Bruce Banner is a classic strain to me, at least. It's not a new strain, but it is a strain that's been around for a while, and it was developed by Dark Horse Genetics, and it was bred by crossing Strawberry Diesel and OG Kush. And so again, we're going back to the OG Kush, and we're taking a strain of Diesel, and we're making something that is extremely. I mean, I love this weed. That's all I can say. It's a 60-40 sativa dominant, and the THC levels on this stuff can go through the roof. Bruce Banner is a heavy hitter, and the THC levels can go anywhere from the 20s all the way into the 30s, with an average THC coming out around 27%.
Wow.
And with next to no CBD. And what that means is you're going to have one heck of a high, euphoric high on this thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I have very many times, and I'm smiling right now just thinking about Bruce Banner. It's one of my faves. I've enjoyed it in concentrates, and I've enjoyed the bud. I'm growing it now. And it's just an amazing plant that most anybody can grow. I think it's, to me, the hardest part about Bruce Banner growing it is that it makes so many flowers that sometimes you have to make choices because you can literally overstuff your tent if you're not careful.
Do you think if you make it angry, it grows bigger?
Well, I don't know. Maybe I pissed it off when I lowered the light. Because man, I tell you, the one I got is just taking a tent over. It's crazy big, Greg.
You're
But
growing
anyway,
one right now, right?
I got a Bruce Banner 3 auto in the tent right now.
Nice.
I just had a seed in there. Now for an auto, it's not bad because this is a 20% THC auto. And the coolers are about the size of a soda can. And I did a main line on this thing. So it has 8 mains and a bunch of sides.
Nice.
So the yield on this thing is going to be off the charts. And I was looking
Lovely.
at it this morning. It's about as sticky as can be. I can just feel my fingers now. It's going to be something else. Anyway, the sensory experience, this is a sweet, citrusy, strong, and pungent. Now, the bud itself is going to smell slightly of fuel. That's the diesel coming out. And the flavors are going to be anywhere earthy, fruity, strawberry, almost candy-like with a little bit of citrus notes in it. But it's not really lemony or anything like that. But Bruce Banner is known to be a heavy hitter, so it's not really recommended for novices. But anytime you're talking to home growers, you say heavy THC, everybody's going to go run and get the strain.
Mm.
There's a lot of phenos out there for Bruce Banner. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, as a matter of fact, they came out with. Now, the thing is, only the odd numbers are the ones you want. 2 and 4 were dropped pretty quickly because 1 was good, 3 was fantastic, and 5 was pretty good too. But right now, of the 3, if you're looking for the heavy hitter, you want Bruce Banner 3, and that's going to be available for many different places. Let's see, what do I have here for the Dark Horse Genetics, Sensible. Even Seedsman has a version of Bruce Banner. They call theirs Bruce Banger. I think they're just kind of being nice with the copyright on that. But it's the same genetics, but it's not quite as high of a THC on that though. But this is a tall plant. So if you're going to grow it indoors, you're going to have to train it because this plant can get as high as 200 centimeters indoors if it's left in the wild on its own. It's a big plant. And I know for an autoflower, I mean, I'm in a 5-foot tent and my extraction is all external and I'm using a flat panel light so I can get it within 4 inches of the ceiling. And my light is maxed out with this plant right now. And I have topped it 4 times to get here. So It's a huge plant. Highly recommended, guys. Anybody grow this one before?
Yes. I've done.
No, but I'm just here ordering some seeds now.
I did the Growers Choice Bruce Banner 3 about 18 months ago. That was really nice. I was most impressed with that. I've got a few of them left actually. I've done the Seedsman Bruce Banger not that long ago actually. A small plant.
The Banger would be a small plant, right?
Power, nice. Very nice smoke.
Now, I do know for sure we have some of them in Percy's collection. So we'll add them to the what the fuck was that price pool this week?
Sounds perfect on that there. Yeah, whoever gets those, definitely pop those seeds in your tent. You're going to be very, very happy with those. I mean, this is a plant that is so heavy with resin. If you want to make hash, this is a great one for it. I mean, it produces heavy buds with lots of resin on it, and it's made some really good dry ice hash with this. So
Nice.
very versatile plant, very easy to grow, very highly recommended. Visit the Vault or Alibanga. I guarantee you they're going to have something in there that's going to get you set up on this one. But grow it, smoke it, enjoy it.
Mm-hmm. Love it.
Love it.
Yeah, man. So thank you very much, Monkey. Nice
Wow.
strain, as usual. Yeah, 10 pretty good fucking strains for you to look back on now, with it being episode 10. If you want to figure out a strain to grow, take a look back through the episodes and watch strain of the week sections. Figure out what it's going to be. I recommend cheese. So,
For
Yeah,
obvious
I
reasons.
bet
was
you
that
would.
episode 4 or 5, I think that is, if you want to know.
Yeah.
Check it
Yeah.
out. Right, so now we're going to move on to this week's interview. Now, this guy here is a fucking legend, man. I didn't even know who he was until last week, and I saw this guy in the paper. He's opening up a coffee shop up in Liverpool, and you're like, nah, what's going on here? So you investigate further, and see, this isn't the first time he's done it. He's done it before, numerous times. Been arrested, sent to jail, and he's come out of jail and just started again. It's like he sees he's doing nothing wrong in his opinion. He's
Ah,
not,
it's a fucking personal mission, man.
and he's just relentless with it. He just hasn't given up. Just keeps on pushing, man. And you got to appreciate a man who does that and what he's done for the cannabis community as well, especially if this shit is true. Because we've been here before. We've heard about legislation is close and decriminalization's coming, and there's cannabis. What they call cannabis clubs. They open up
Yeah.
around the place, but nothing ever really pushes forward. But from this interview, it does sound like Gary has pushed it to the extent where we're looking
He's
at the Dutch
pushed.
style legislation.
Yeah, he's pushed it to the limit, man. He's put and he's done such a fucking job.
Mm.
In fairness, like, it takes balls to do what that man has done, and geez, all you can do is fucking raise your hand to him. Like,
Yeah,
he's a
Ocean Drive
fucking
there.
legend.
Ocean Drive in the chat. This man is Liverpool. Gary Youds is a legend. I don't know if it's Youds or Youds. Sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong, mate. We didn't even ask in the interview because I'm ignorant. Sorry. But quality guy, man. Listen to the interview and
Mm.
you can make up your minds for yourself to see if you think it's going to happen or not. But it's looking likely. You might want to start looking into building your own coffee shops anytime soon if you're in the UK. So with that, I think we'll move straight on to the interview. I hope you all enjoy it. It's about half hour long. We'll be back to discuss it after that. Enjoy, everybody. Oh, thanks for joining us, man. I'm Mackie from Percy'sGrowRoom.com. And we have Monkey. You want to say hi, Monkey? We'll run through the list.
Hey Gary, how you doing? I'm Monkey out here in the southern U.S. How you doing today, man?
Living a dream now.
Good deal.
Sweet.
Nice.
TG, you want to say hi, mate?
Yeah, Temple Grower here, all the way from Canada. Nice to have you on the show.
It's an honor to be with you.
And then we've got GB as well, who's from Sunny Island.
How's it going, Gary? Nice to meet you, mate.
Hi, GB. Hi, buddy.
So looking forward to having the chat with you tonight, man.
Oh, I've got lots to say.
Yeah, man. It's beautiful. So tell us about what you've been up to, man, because you've got a long story. Do you want to start like somewhere near the beginning or,
Okay, the very beginning, I'm a property developer and I was waiting for a bit of planning permission to come through. And it was a local advert, a cannabis convention, cannabis conference. So I got myself on the guest list and it was called Shaping New Agenda. It was in 2002. So there was detectives, chief inspectors, there was people from authority, people from health. And I just got myself a little meeting at the end with a detective from Merseyside Police, and I said I'm a businessman and I've got a premises, and I'd love to propose a Dutch themed coffee shop. 3 years behind the scenes, working hard, getting the place ready. I got it done beautiful. It was all reclaiming the place, and took me hard putting it together, like the finances and that. But I set a little company up so it was all legit. But cut a long story short, it was raided shortly after it was opened, and I felt like all my year's work was down to nothing.
Yeah, for sure. So obviously you were raided because it was a cannabis coffee shop.
I'd remortgage my house, but I'd involve the authorities all along the way, right from 2002,
Yeah.
being upfront what the plan was, the business plan, and I wouldn't take no for an answer. I know right from wrong, and I'm standing here morally right now with
Same,
my
mate.
head high.
That's what pisses me off as well. It's like I know the difference between right and wrong, man. I'm not fucking doing anything wrong here.
That's
You
the
know.
thing. So I mean, I'm holding my head high now, and we're at the end of we're at the finish line type of thing, and
Yeah.
everyone can partake.
So what is actually happening here? Are they giving some restrictions on it? Like you can only have CBD flower?
No, it's going to be full spectrum THC.
Oh
The
my
full
gosh, man.
on.
I'm buzzing, I am, mate.
Wow.
I mean, I've only just come across your
Yeah.
story the other day. I saw it up on social network, and you've been through
Well,
this
it's
for a long
20,
time. Was it?
20 years in the making. Like there's been a lot of jail, and I've been on license tag, jail or probation for non-stop for 20 years, and
Wow.
only since the COVID and times changed, people are lighting up type of thing.
Man, you must be so buzzing that the fight is finally coming to an end. I mean, is it coming into? Are we looking at
I've
legislation
won.
soon?
Look, I've won.
You,
Yay.
it isn't one yet. There's a lot to because TG he's got legalization as well, but there's still a lot of restrictions on it.
Unprecedented
Absolutely.
times to need action, direct action, and it's grassroots type of thing. And we're going to employ millions of people in this new economy. I'm
Beautiful.
really proud, like, because of it's not going to be corporate no more. It's going to be like homegrown, supplied by the community.
Lovely.
So it's
So-
going to be like a mom and pop type operation thing where it's supplied by local suppliers for each area, each district, so you're able to trace it back to seed type thing, is it?
I'm having an app design now. There's a gentleman from London who's working on it, and the budget says endless. You see, because I can put £2,000 into this app from rather than paying it in tax. I'm allowed to invest it into the app. So I mean, I've got the deposit on the app page. I've got like 1,000 members who want to join, so I've got the £30,000 just to put into the app straight away. And as soon as I'm
Nice.
open, I'm foreseeing a kilo a day, which is £2,000 and 20% of that. What's going to go right to the good causes. But 65% of our profits is going to be put back to the community.
Nice.
But the growers are going to upload pictures to the app, no type of thing, and they're going to be accountable for. So you're going to have to put the
LinkedIn for
name to it.
cannabis.
So
Yeah.
I mean, you're as good as your last crop type of thing. If you were a chef in a restaurant, people wouldn't go back, would they? So I mean, there's lots of other growers who
Nice.
we can show my skills to, because I've fine-tuned it over 20 years. I've been growing my own for, like, so it's all organic now, and I can grow like 15, 18 ounce plants every single time. So
what do the authorities say about that, though?
well, the police are counting plants, so we're keeping it below the 9. So it's literally a slap on the wrist. But hopefully, in the next few weeks, we're going to have an electrician going out to these small little grow rooms, and they're going to be giving them like an MOT, a tip off, saying they're safe. We've got a big fuse in there, and the authorities know about it. And you registered with a coffee shop, i.e., you're going to pay your tax. But also, when you book your seat in the app, because chilling rooms holds like 120 people, you're going to see who's on the menu, who's sitting next to you, what their profession is. So you might want to know a joiner today, or you might need a filmmaker tomorrow, or a graphic designer on Thursday. So I mean,
You know what I mean?
You can meet the judge that fucking locked you up only last year.
6 months ago, I had my backpack ready for jail, but like how times change.
Yeah, man.
I've had
So-
BBC reporters down doing films about me, and I've had like reporters from all over the world wanting to get our story out and our vision, our passion, our know-how, our working model type of thing. So everyone can learn off me now and like get their operations up
Yeah,
and running
man,
to
'cause
get
you've
their brands
grafted on
on the
this.
market. But the cannabis is going to be locally produced by the members from each club. So each club is going to be like going into the mainframe in the app, uploading their pictures, paying their tax, and booking their seat, seeing which bands are playing on the menu, and we're all
Nice.
just going to grow together.
That's right, because you're opening on your opening day with the Zootons playing, right?
Well, I'll hopefully getting Paul McCartney.
Oh, god damn.
So it's really that big, like.
I have to say, I fucking doff my hat to you, my man.
You know, serious man, respect, mate. Well done, fucking well done, and
Yeah,
thank
boys,
you on
you're
behalf
all
of all the
welcome.
smokers. You know,
Yeah, or everyone can chill in peace now and like live in harmony. And we
I'm
can
still
get our
finding it hard to
communities back
believe,
together.
though. Do you not think that they're gonna come and kick your door down again, like they did when you opened the last coffee shop?
Can you see this letter?
Oh no, he's got it in writing, lads. He's got it in fucking
Official!
writing.
This
No.
is this is a letter off Merseyside Police come this morning with them dropping all my charges. Can you see that?
Oh man,
Oh wow,
No
mate.
further action.
that is fucking awesome. Awesome.
Look what
Okay.
you've done. Look what you've done, guys. Well done,
All right.
man.
Sorry, it's the wrong way. That's off Merseyside Police come this morning, okay? And that's telling me that the war's over, like you're not getting. Oh, sorry, it's not the right one.
Yeah, it's right the first time. Are you
False head,
smoking that
aren't I?
cannabis?
Yeah.
Oh,
Right, but I hope you can read it and believe me.
yeah.
Like,
Nah.
I won this award last week as well. This is come on, I'll read it to you. It's Cannabis Awards Community Superstar.
Oh my gosh, well deserved, mate.
Epic.
Fucking well. Wear
Yeah,
that shit
so
with pride.
I am.
So,
I'm very proud now.
so
My
are you
name's
happy
Yals
to
and we're
say?
proud Yals.
Yeah, I bet, mate. I bet you're off the fucking over the moon, man.
I am.
Because it's a big fight as well. It's been a big fight, and it's been going on for so long.
Oh,
And to be at the
I've
front of it,
struggled, honest to God.
yeah,
I've been pulled through the hedge backwards over and over again and punched in the face serious, you know, like, especially when they're dragging me out at 3 o'clock in the morning, kidnap me in the middle of the night,
yeah.
and put me in jail for a flat battery on a tag.
Oh, for fuck's
Whoa,
sake.
fucking hell, man.
Kidnapped me for a week. That was after me jail sentence.
Wow. So you've been through a lot, eh?
It is through the mill,
Oh,
man.
buddy. I'm still. It's made me stronger. Every time they knock me down, I come back stronger.
Yeah,
And this
man.
time, I'm not going away because I'm
Epic.
really out the box and I can spread my vision.
It's epic, man. I love hearing a good story. You know, it's just you've worked so hard to get to where you're at right now, and it's
Yeah.
going to benefit everybody in the community.
The whole industry is going to be learning off me, and they're all going to build happy, vibey community cathedrals of peace.
Yeah, man.
Love it. Love it. And the good thing is, what happens over in the UK happens over in my fucking glorious little country very soon.
Liverpool is the drug war epicenter of the UK, and I'm going to end the war in Liverpool. I'm meeting representatives of the city council this weekend to try and iron out a few let the flower prisoners out of jail. Okay,
Yeah, man. Yeah.
that's the
Expunge.
first thing.
That's it. They have to. It'd be only the right thing to do.
Yeah.
So, do you think we're going for decriminalisation, full legislation?
De
What do you think's
facto
happening?
decriminalisation, it's going to be. I don't want it legalised. I just want it tolerated. A small niche cottage industry, so we can give back to the poorest people right now, rather
Right,
than
yeah.
some corporate. Okay, so the
Yeah.
community can grow it. And what I say to people is, I don't want your £20, all right? Grow your own, and I'll buy it off you. So your habit works for you now. We've totally spun things around, and what a happy place. I give back tens of thousands of pounds every month when I was sitting there, and it was real money face to face, no like counting it out under the table through them.
Yeah.
But it'll all be done digitally now, so I can just I can do a million deals every hour type of thing, and pay all the tax and do everything right.
Wow. And that's it. You've done it all official. No fucking around.
Yeah. I'm coming to your town or city. I'm telling you all now. You've all got your opportunity now to set your businesses and your empire, because you're going to have to be really nice and clean, because do you know what? Mine is like second to none.
Yeah.
It's proof beyond all anybody's. It's a working model. Like, so look at my model and we'll learn off me and get your empire up and
Is the
running.
model up and running somewhere online? Can people find it?
Oh, we've been there for getting on 18 years. We're not hid. Like, we just have to be invited. That's
No,
all.
I mean, like, have you written out how you recommend other people can go about starting their own coffee shops in their own towns?
I've got 9 or 10 other directors and about 50 other shareholders.
All right.
So the standard operating procedure will be ready for everybody to just
Nice, man.
copy and paste.
Like franchise.
It'd be a franchise straight out.
Okay, well I want a children room in every town city, but I'd like your coffee shop next to me. Okay,
Nice.
because
Yeah.
I'd like another one next to that one
Yeah.
as well, because there's stuff for everybody.
Well, that's it.
There is.
There's enough people out there that all smoke, you know, and
In every pub, we can have 2 coffee shops. There's 50,000 pubs in the UK. I reckon there's 10,000 shut with Corona. So we could have, 80,000 coffee shops within 4 or 5 years, easy.
So what are you doing about the smoking law? Because we're not allowed to smoke indoors in the UK.
Well, what we're going, because it's a private place. Like if you come to my kitchen now,
Yeah.
you can smoke in my kitchen, can't we?
Yeah.
It's a private. I've invited you into my private place. We're all over 18. We all know there's other rules in here. No one's going to be snorting coke in here or getting a bottle of whiskey out of my kitchen because it's not allowed. It's not tolerated in here. So these are the rules what I bring to my coffee shop. So I mean, there's not even no Class A drugs in your pocket in there. It's strictly regulated. It's strictly organic.
That's it, man. Everybody needs to respect that because obviously it's new grounds, isn't it? Yeah.
That's the main rule, okay? And everyone loved the rules and everyone just got on fine. We have people from all over the world, from every colour, race, creed, religion, all like chilling with me, all like having a lovely time and going home safe. Very
So
proud
when are
of
you
it.
opening? When's the day?
I'm going on holiday to Thailand in a few weeks. So when I come back, I'll have everything in place. Say all these directors behind the scenes now, because I mean, they're from the highest echelons of government and conservative drug policy reform, and Liverpool Echo's done a piece on me for the weekend. That's our local paper, and they haven't bothered me for 20 years, but now they've come around like.
Yeah, man, you were all over the news recently of this week. That's why it's awesome to get you on. Hear what's going on from the horse's mouth.
I'm proud to get the word out there. I want to spread the green avalanche type of thing and let everyone, wake everyone up, get everyone like, come on, let's get ready, boys. Roll your sleeves up and let's roll.
Put your suits on. It's time for business.
It's time, yeah. This is the time, and everyone can open their own franchise or their own creation or their own empire. All right. And if you're any good at business and you know how to look after your friends and your customers, you'll do well. You'll succeed, and you'll outgrow all your competition because there is going to be bad people in this business. But through me and my model, it's going to be fine tuned. So there's no space for the weeds. There's going to be space for good organic weeds.
Yeah.
I have a question. You mentioned like regulation, and like providing people with safe product and stuff. Besides like taking the grower's word for it and like smoking it and vouching for it in that way, is there any like QA or any like testing that is going to happen for?
Well, you're going to have your consumers, your coffee shop patrons are going to be after the market or put the name down to it or give it a little glowing reference or something. And if you get a bad reference, you're off the menu type of thing, aren't you? You only need a few bad references and no one will even smoke yours because there's going to be another 50 or 60 growers lining up with their product.
What about a danger in a public safety? How do we know that there's nothing been used to grow that material that's dangerous to me? Like, let's use Eagle 20. It's notorious out there in the market for being a really bad thing.
Yeah. We can train the growers and tell them what medium to use, tell them we're using this organic food, and we'll show them and learn them what my 20 years, because I grow all organic now myself.
The question I think Temple and I both are saying is, other than their word, is there going to be any testing involved?
Yeah, like scientific testing.
We've got a little machine. I don't know what it's called, but it looks like half an iPhone. It's about this big, and it's about that thick. A bit thicker, but it's got like a silver little dish on it, and you put your cannabis on it, and it gives you the printout. I think they're £3,000 or £4,000. But one of my directors is bringing all this to the table.
So it's pretty much going to be based on the Dutch model, because the Dutch model's the same. They get pretty much black market weed and set it off in the coffee shops.
Yeah, but it's not going to be black market. Our growers
it wouldn't be anymore.
They're going to be registered affiliated growers like with yeah. That's cool.
The name to it,
And that way, then you can control the product and the quality control of it because they follow the model.
You can also pay the VAT for them, can't I?
Cool.
Yeah, and make sure the quality is second to none, so you can smell it in your friend's pocket when he walks in the room.
So have you got any idea on how prices are going to work yet? How much a gram's going to cost in the shops?
£10 a gram right through.
Right through for any strain?
Any strain.
Nice.
Wait, because...
Will you be doing hash?
Yeah, I'm going to be importing from like Morocco or Lebanon, or maybe we can make our own hash if it's quality. But I would like the menu, anything if it's we can pay the tax on it, we can pay the VAT bringing it into the country like Holland does.
Wow. So we're actually at that step where it's going to happen.
Right now, this is the time, boys. Roll your sleeves up, come on, go find the premises. But it's got to be big, okay? Think of it like 200 to 300 people. chilling rooms outgrew itself in a matter of days. It really did. It was that busy.
People have been waiting for it for such a long time.
Yeah, I never done any marketing or never had done any advertising, and social media was banned, and there was photographs was banned in there as well. So you never be able to take a photograph. So we was that underground because of what was going on with the police
It
and
was
all
just
that.
pure word of mouth.
Yes, and it was absolutely rammed every single. I couldn't get in the door. I used to knock 40 or 50, 100 people back every night. I can't physically get you in.
Yeah, and you know the thing is, people that smoke weed, we are typically law-abiding people. If you tell us you don't do this, you don't do that, we don't do it. We do what we're told, and we just like to fucking get along, enjoy our vibe, and just fucking not have any hassles.
Oh, this was the coolest place in the whole of the universe, all right, where everyone just got along. It really was, and the bands were just, like, you could hear every bass guitar and every trombone, or just every musician within there just brought the creativity and all their friends. And before I know it, it was absolutely, it exceeded all my expectations by 100.
I'm shocked. I'm still skeptical. Like, nah, surely, nah, it's not. Nah,
Where's the loophole? It's got to happen.
There's something going on here, man. They ain't gonna let this happen. Surely, I need to see the PM go. Right, I'm gonna go round to the chilling rooms. I'm gonna go smoke a reefer on its opening party. That's what I'm gonna do. Like, yes, Boris. God.
Yeah, I've invited Boris. Boris can come and chill with us, all right? We'll bring the peace, okay? Liverpool, it's like a Labour staunch, like for people vote Labour. But if Boris legalised weed, like we could all get behind him, like because
Yeah. It'd be my favourite for a while.
Oh yeah.
Like, no way.
yeah. I believe he's brought people into his inner circle of government who are pro cannabis. Like I can't remember the names, but he's brought them in, and
It's
he's the man to do it.
it's bound to happen. There's no way that you can deny that it wasn't gonna go into legalization or decriminalization in the UK, in Europe in general. When you look at America, I know America still have a few teething problems.
Oh, yeah.
As our good friend Monkey
Oh,
can
yeah,
attest
plenty
to
of
that. But like they are on the road to doing it right. Canada is on the road to doing it right. We can just do a better job by looking at the mistakes that they've made over there and say, well, we can do it better here. And I'm waiting to see. I'm very anxious to see what way it turns out in the UK, because as I said, what happens in the UK happens follow suit over here fairly soon. So I'm hoping.
I'm anxious to see as well. I might take a trip up to Liverpool and be there on opening night,
I'm
man.
contemplating taking a spin over from Ireland myself, to be quite honest.
I've had loads of Irish people come and visit me, on the boat.
It's not far, is it? It's just trip across the. Jump on a ferry there.
Fuck. An hour and a half, lads. An hour and a half. That's it. Oh.
2 hours in Liverpool, freedom.
Yeah.
Oh man, you're gonna have to keep a close eye on things. Find out when the opening date is.
I want you to get your own empires up and running, all right? So you don't have to talk about it no more. You can just find the space, and okay, believe me, if you tell your friends, they'll all come. I know they will. And if you make it nice and comfortable and get nice extraction in there, and a bit like ambience and a bit of music.
Let's do it then. Let's do it. That's going to be the next move. Percy's
And
smoke rooms.
I'm here to serve and give all my standard operating procedure free of charge to everybody, all right? So it's ready to roll now, boys, all right?
Yeah, man.
Get your empires up and running. Everyone's got a chilling room, haven't they? Everyone's already got their own one, but if you can bring us all out into the public and, give us a stamp of authority, so we're not criminals, and we're contributing members of society, aren't we? All of us,
Yeah,
we've got this moral compass, and cannabis makes you gives you that moral compass, gives you that
Yeah, I would agree as well. Yeah, it makes you empathize with people more. You can understand the position of people.
Yeah,
and
it brings about.
I find it helps you see different sides. You can see two sides of every story, and you can see where somebody is coming from. Even if you know you're right and they're wrong, you can kind of see where they're coming from. You can't do that when you're sober.
No, and to get your growers to sign up to Percy's as well. Go percysgrowroom.com. Say, yo, get over there. Go over the forum so we can see the plants getting grown on the diary section and things like that. We can open up a special section just for children. That would be cool. Chill Room Grower Diaries.
Well, I'd like you all to just plug into my app and get your own businesses up through it, so you can. I'm going to bring all your accountants and all your bookkeeping and all your booking, your seats and your everything. So all you've got to do is open your shutters. Really,
So
everything will just.
where do we find the app?
It's gonna appear really soon.
Yep.
I like that.
Right?
I like that. Gary, I
man.
have to ask you a question, my man. I was reading an
the
article
way.
and it said that you were arrested once for the police found 200 plants in your wardrobe. How big was your wardrobe?
Like Prince's wardrobe, man.
I can just
I'll
vision
tell you.
Narnia.
Do you know what it is, right? Because I can take like 50 or 60 cuttings off each plant, and I always do.
Yeah.
So I can get 450 baby clones in a standard propagator.
Ah,
I cut the 100 mil Rockwool cubes down
yes.
to like 20 cubes, and I line them all up like little soldiers. So I got like a line of like 28 by like 18.
Ah, so they classed each one as a. They do that over here as well, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what it was.
Bastards.
And it was
Crazy,
all in
innit?
one standard propagator, so I'd give them away, half of them. So I'm about giving back type of thing. I don't want people's money. I want everyone to grow their own. And before you know it, I've got all these strains ready.
Happy days.
So I'm looking forward to opening day. You got to let us know when it is. Yeah.
Oh,
So as soon as you know.
Mid-October.
Wow.
I've got
Halloween party.
There's a documentary coming out in the next few weeks on BBC with Arthur Jones giving me public like he's standing for me type of thing. He's backing me.
Oh, he's giving you
Who's
public
that? Who?
recognition.
Yeah, the crime commissioner from North Wales. Yeah.
Ah,
Oh,
So I'm on a
wow.
documentary with him. BBC have been making it for me.
fucking epic, man.
Fucking yeah. Well done, mate. Well done again. You've smashed it, man. You
Mm.
finally got there, you know.
Right. Oh,
Must feel so good.
I want you all to start living my dream as well with me now, and all you get your brands up and running.
Yeah,
All
man.
right, and I'll be proud to have you all come and visit me, or I'll come and visit your coffee shops.
Both, mate.
Yeah.
You know?
But once you come and chill in the chilling rooms, you'll understand how simple it is and how easy it is. And okay, whenever you can just download this app and just grow. We'll all grow together, and we're all one big family now. And let's all sing this song.
You know,
Freedom.
the dark times are over, man.
Yeah.
Oh,
I asked the policeman. I've got a video on YouTube, and I said we're all singing my song now. And when the policeman, I asked him if he'd watched the video, and he said, "What song are you singing, Gary?" I said, "Freedom."
For you, it is your freedom. You have been locked
That
away
letter
because
I got today at 2 o'clock, because I've always been on bail type of thing, and that was for over a kilo of cannabis down in the coffee shop.
fucking bastards.
But he come undercover with no warrants, just 2 undercover officers. One, I got arrested like last year 9 times.
Whoa.
fucking hell.
Honest to God, I was hunted down every day. Well, I opened up the next day every time I was raided. All right.
Legend. That's it, man. It's like you said, you know the difference between right and wrong, and you know you're not doing anything wrong, and they're getting
Yeah.
in your way of your business. You know, you're just trying
Yeah,
to do
I'm
what
looking
you
at
want to do.
myself in the mirror with my moral compass, and like it tells you what the right thing to do is. And when men do nothing, tyranny prospers.
Oh, yes, indeed. And look
All
what we've
right,
been
so
putting up with.
I say I'm proud of my achievements now, and I'm standing tall. I am the field marshal of this industry.
Yeah, man.
All right, and we're gonna grow this industry, all of us, me and you, and all my new friends who I've met, and all my other friends. We're gonna come in this creative space, and we're all gonna create, all of us, every single one of us.
Excellent, mate.
No
Well,
one left behind.
you know, I'm so excited now.
Okay, I'm
Well,
made
bright
up to
future.
talk to everybody.
Yeah, man. Thanks for coming along and speaking to us, Gary. Where can people find you online if they want to come
Get
talk to you
these
and find
words
out
out there, all right, because people want to listen to them. They really are.
more?
Like for everybody, these words now, because the war is over. It really is. Like,
The war is over.
yes,
You know.
Brilliant.
avalanche.
The final
Oh,
battle.
Brilliant. It's so hard to believe it. It's so hard to believe it. But it's fucking I just cannot wait. And I'm so looking forward to being in the chill rooms. When you open up officially, Gary, I cannot wait for it,
Yeah.
my man. Cannot wait.
I will get you all an invite, every single one of you, and you'll all be chilling on the table with me, and I'll show you the finest musicians up and coming
You
you've
know,
never seen
we will
before.
do a live show,
From the chill
streaming
room.
live from the chill
Oh,
rooms, man. That would be badass.
I'd love it. Every night we were making history in there. I used to tell people when you used to come in there, you're making history. You'll
Mhm.
remember these times in the future. You know, like when all the raids and all that what went on. But I'm going to get people compensation, you know, because they come with whizzers last time and cut the gates off.
Mm.
You know, 40-foot sparks in the air and all that, just terrorising me and my friends.
Yeah.
I'm going to get them all. I'm going to get all the flower prisoners out of jail soon as well. That's my next mission. Okay?
Legend, man.
In the next
Keep
2
fighting, mate. Keep doing your
I
thing because
am.
it's
I'm
working.
going to go outside the jails and get my friends out of jail because there's loads of them in there now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just for weed.
Too many.
All for weed. You've terrorised me and my community for years, okay? Our police forces of de facto decriminalisation.
Mm.
There's one in Durham, and there's a gentleman called Mike Barton. He's the top policeman, and his police force has been voted the #1 in the country. So, and he stopped the arrests.
Mm.
So that's going to get rolled out now. Because whether Merseyside police like it or not, they're going to have to stick to protocol. And you can't have one thing in one part of the country
Not have another.
and different rules.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
We're the Liverpool's going to be the hardest to crack. So when I crack it in the next 6 weeks, right, everyone will know the war's over then.
Epic. You know,
Hopefully, everything I've said is going to be beneficial to everyone. So
I think people are going to love it, mate. This is exactly what our audience want to hear. They're going to be buzzing.
I hope Canada will take a little bit of a hint too.
just get the word out there, the boys. All right.
Mm-hmm.
No,
Get
Gary,
it done.
it has been an absolute privilege and an honour chatting to you, buddy.
You know,
Everyone all over the world, wherever you are, in California, in America, and here and there. All right. Peace and love. We're all one now.
Nice to
We're
meet
all
you,
living
Gary.
in harmony.
that's it. Keep fighting until we make sure that it's actually done, man. It's not done
Yeah,
yet.
well, 5 or
nearly
6
there.
weeks, you'll see my shutters open, okay, and you'll believe me, man.
Excellent.
Epic.
It is reality. It's that far away from opening.
Fucking love it.
Nice. All right, cheers, then, guys. We'll catch you next
Peace
time.
out,
Man.
everybody. Peace
I'll
and
send
love.
you an email with some links and shit. So
Most definitely. It's a pleasure to speak
man.
to you.
yeah,
Nice to meet you.
thanks, guys.
Bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.
So that was Gaz. What you all think, man? Is it gonna happen?
Why? Are we unmuted?
Yeah, we're all on mute. It's all good, man.
Oh,
It's so unprofessional to bring it up like that. My
Nope.
God, have
It's a
I
direct
ever,
jab,
have I
brother. I
ever
think we're
left you
muted.
unmuted? Really?
He's whinging.
To answer your question, I am very skeptical.
It's difficult, and it's difficult to believe, man. Is it really gonna fucking happen?
It will be
Yeah,
interesting, and
skeptical.
I will be taking the trip over.
I see Ali has a lot of strong opinions. Ali, I'd prefer if you could like do that in the forum and not on the live YouTube chat, and then we can discuss it properly because we can't really discuss it live on the podcast right now. But if you want to discuss what's going on, I'm gonna start a thread in the forum and we'll discuss it there.
Yeah, good call.
Yeah, man. So I think the guy's done really fucking well.
Well,
But-
if he comes to pass, yeah, that'd be great. I mean, first step, right? Got to try it.
Well, he's done it before. You know, he's had other coffee shops that have, you know, he's been busted for in the past, and he's gone to prison for it and shit.
Mhm.
So maybe it'll happen again this time. Maybe the police are just being knobs about it and just letting him do his thing until he actually does it, and then they'll snap him up for it. But will there be enough uproar? Because there's been a lot of media coverage of this. It's been on the BBC News. It's been in like newspapers up in Liverpool and around the country. If it does actually go ahead and get shut down, will there be enough uproar from people who want it?
Well, I guess we will find out in a couple of weeks, won't we?
See what happens, man. What do you think,
Absolutely.
Ian?
I'm still 50-50. It's nice to have the idea of it, but I still don't think this country's known for doing things and then reversing them not so long later. So I'm waiting for the reversal still. I'm waiting for him to go in there, kick his door in, and say you're Nick, mate. Again.
Yeah.
It'd be nice.
I think from a Canadian perspective, dealing with this issue for the last, well, I mean, since legalization on the extreme fucking forefront of it, but back to we've been looking to do what this guy's been trying to do here for decades, not really decades, but 20 years, since the inception of the initial medical marijuana program. And nope, still have shit. It's it's too convoluted. There's too many people with money, and like you said, he if he's not taxed on this stuff, I can't see the authorities allowing that to go very long at all. I think maybe they'll make an example of him, but yeah, and like I'm not saying that it's not good. I guess in the idealistic nature of what he's doing, because it does show a lot of stupid shit about the current system. But I think there's still a lot of fight to be had in that realm for all of us, not just over there, but here in Canada and the States as well.
We've been here before, man.
Yeah,
There's been
Well,
many
the
times when
panel,
it's
I
looked
was gonna
legal,
say a few
but it's
times.
not happened.
Yeah. the panel has talked about as well. I mean, we've questioned. He's basically talking about just getting cannabis grown by, some guy down the street and selling in his shop. But how do I know that's safe? And he basically says, well, you just won't buy it from him if it's not safe, but doesn't prevent somebody from getting sick in the first place.
Yeah.
It doesn't
It's too
prevent
much.
someone getting sick, but it does have the track and trace element to it that you can if a number of people do get sick.
And
or-
if they do bring up that argument, you could be like, well, this is the position we're in anyway. So if you want
Yeah.
to do something about it, then legalize and control this shit properly. But right now,
And-
this is our best option. So it's a good
and
argument.
That's exactly it. We are in that predicament as it is. If we have a load of people who get sick, and in fairness, guys, how many people do you hear really getting sick from fucking weed? It's not like it's fucking
It's true,
fucking
but
heroin.
it's a liability
know?
thing, regardless. There's always going to be some asshole that burns himself with the ash and says it's the weed's fault, and then sues the fuck.
First degree burn.
That kind
Oh,
of
no.
shit. Because
There's
when you,
always somebody who fucking rags on somebody's good time. But
Right.
everybody has shit that's happened in the past. But like what fucking happens. You move on past it. We work for a better future for us all. I think that's what the cannabis community is. We're all about trying to better the community and better the industry for us all.
yeah,
For medical, for recreational, fuck it, for everything. We should have a right to be able to fucking sit down and smoke a spliff if we want to.
absolutely.
I don't want to sit down and fucking sit in a pub with fucking 100 other people, sweaty, smelly, fucking breath shit, and have drinks spilt all over me. No, I want to sit in my garden and enjoy myself. Fuck.
I'm optimistically pessimistic, I will say.
Yeah.
It's
I
a
mean,
nice
Yeah,
mix.
I agree.
There's a lot
The
of
glass has
details,
just got
but
liquid in it to the
Yeah.
middle.
yeah.
But I mean, if you can have a smoking lounge for cigars, why can't we have one for cannabis?
Exactly.
Yeah, very true.
Yeah.
I agree.
And we are connoisseurs. We are all growers. We are all into growing. We grow for the flavor. We grow for the passion of it. We know what goes into producing good bud. So why can't we all enjoy? They have craft festivals for beer,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
for fucking
Absolutely
cheese, man.
agree, man.
You know?
Don't get me wrong, in
Vegetable
Canada,
shows
but
every year.
it's,
Yeah.
All we can do is
Just-
cross our fingers and hope for the fucking best, man. That's all we can do.
Well,
Yeah.
We'll
let's
get
hope
there
he's
one
right.
day.
Regardless.
Maybe this cracks the door then. Maybe it starts something.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
yeah, well, it's good to start
Well,
somewhere,
it
so.
is. We'd all like to be able to walk down to the farmer's market. Like, there's nothing better going down to the farmer's market and getting your fresh fruit and veg. Personally, I do not. I don't eat fruit and veg, so it makes no difference to me. But like, I know other people that love going to the farmer's market. They don't
Yeah.
know where these farmers are because there's an awful lot of them would be people that would grow in allotments and growing things, and that is the kind of position that I think Gary is kind of going after. He's trying to go after that type model. And that is the same model. If somebody gets sick from a farmer's market, they pinpoint it down. Okay, well, what pesticides
Yeah.
did you use? What meat? What did you grow? What did you do? And if that person has knowingly made somebody sick, well, they are prosecuted to the full extent of the law. But we should be able to do that with weed. We should be able to walk down to the fucking farmer's weed market and go, oh man, yeah, TG,
Mhm.
he grows some fucking epic weed. I have to get me some of his.
I rage about this on a daily basis until I can take my harvest to a lab, get a sample batch of it tested, so you can show that there's not heavy metals, pesticides, mold, mildew, et cetera, and then I can walk down to the farmers market and post that COA on my booth, and I can sell my shit as well as the seeds that I make, which are even less of a fucking issue because you're not even consuming those. It won't be legal, and it's not legal. It's effectively, it's pseudo legal
It's
for certain
controlled.
people. Controlled legality, yeah, and which is its start. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's better to be able to sit in my backyard here and smoke a joint than in the UK, where if the cop walks by, he's probably going to knock on your door. Like last night, I had a fire and I dumped probably 3 ounces of moldy weed into my fire, and it was like fucking the end of Cheech and Chong's first movie. The neighborhood was a fucking cloud. It was amazing, and yeah, but you can do that here, and I'm just being a dick in that sense, but it's it's still legal, and that's nice to be able to be a dick like that.
Yeah.
Well,
But
fairness,
there
I
are
wouldn't
still
mind
so
if a
many.
neighbour was being a dick and threw a fucking weed onto it. I'd be standing moldy or not, I'd be going, come into my
It's
lungs.
pretty fucking funny, I have to say.
Oh, I'll
So
be
You
yeah,
just
awesome.
gotta see, man.
Yeah,
Let's cross our fingers, lads. Let's hope that he does.
yeah.
Let's
My
hope it all
fingers
goes
are
down smoothly.
super crossed
You know?
Yeah.
for sure.
And maybe the UK can lead by example. We'll see.
Believe it or not.
You see how funny that is to say?
Yeah, I'm laughing, honestly. Hear my voice, look.
You
This
know
is
what I
pure
mean?
laughter.
Fucking hell. Keep
Boris,
calm and
sort
carry
your
on
shit
doing
out,
fucking
man.
nothing about it. Lovely. Let's just keep our fingers
Yeah.
crossed, lads. Let us know in the comments
We need a
Anyhow,
Home
below.
Secretary
What do
who
you think?
smokes weed. That's what we need.
Do you think it's going to happen in the next 6 weeks? Before the end of this year, are we going to have coffee shops in the UK where we can go and buy weed? What do you think?
We might have a
Yeah.
couple. I think another
We might
force
have
may
one.
experiment.
No,
See
there
what
might
happens.
be one, but I couldn't
Jump in the
say
forum.
be loads.
Start a thread. Let us know. Get
Yeah,
some
If you see a
discussion.
Percy's one, definitely let us know.
Yeah.
All right, so
Very
let's
true.
move on to what the fuck was that? Ready? So here we are again. Where's Noob? I know he's going to be here with his ears in the microphone, listening. Right, I can hear my echo in the background there. I can hear something.
Sorry.
Or is that YouTube?
That might have been me listening for the what the fuck, just in case I couldn't remember what it actually was from last week again.
Oh my gosh. You're so unprofessional. Have you been smoking that devil cannabis?
I have, yes.
Again.
Yours, you fucker.
Nice. Right, so can you remember what's going on? You remember what's going on last week?
Well, Noobs got it there in the chat. I told him all about what it was. I mean, so all you have to do, Zombie, is read the chat.
Oh, no, yeah.
We should have Noob take over this section.
Yeah, maybe.
You've been replaced.
And then he can't win. Wicked.
Right then.
That's a great idea.
Then you can play.
I don't want to play.
Right then, so here we go. What the fuck was that? The last week's one.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Yeah, that was a long one. Okay, what's that, Ian?
That was a printer failing to start properly.
So just a printer just being a printer then? You know,
An
out of
inkjet
all the
printer,
fucking
yeah,
devices
yeah.
in the world, printers piss me off more than anything.
Well, printers are designed to do that. That's what they're there for.
Fucking
They,
hell.
they have a mind of their own. They do what they want, especially when you're in a rush for the document.
Yeah, mine's a
That's the
Wi-Fi
final
printer.
design.
It doesn't need to have any wires plugged into it and shit. I can't even
Yeah,
get
they're
it
the
to
worst.
work with a wire in it. Never mind fucking wireless. What a load of bollocks. Fucking hell. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah, so it was a printer. It was the carriage on the printer bumping up against the stops and then realising, oh yeah, it's the other way. And then off it went.
Was it not a
And as-
particular model printer that they had to name?
Well, there could have been a model. I'm personally guessing that was a Hewlett Packard, because I've had a few. So it was a quite a coincidental noise as it goes. I thought, yes, I know what that is. And then Noob Grower straight in there before we'd even finished the podcast. I think last week.
Yeah, you got it.
Well
man.
Printer. And
I'm going to
like,
send him
oh
some
my
nice
shit.
beans from Dutch Passion. He wants
You
some nice
did?
autos. Well, I'm going to. It's going to be posted.
Oh
out.
right, okay, yeah.
We're probably
sweet.
going to let him
It is
win this
old.
one first, and
You
then
know, we'll just let him have this one.
Yeah,
Innit?
then we got less packages to mail. So yeah.
So here we go, everybody. Can you beat Noob this time round? Can you get over there and tell us what this sound is before he does? All right, I'm going to play it. Here we go. So there we go. What the fuck
I
was
like
that?
this one.
So, I already asked if it was Santa, and he said no. So
Because he doesn't exist, obviously. Sorry, any children that are listening.
yeah.
They shouldn't be listening anyway because it's not for you.
You know what I mean?
What?
Sorry,
What?
GB,
Daddy,
shit, man.
this guy said Santa.
Spoiler
I've just
alert.
realised.
Oh my god!
Oh no, bubble burst.
Here's the fat man that brings me surprises.
It's your husband.
So
Used
Luke's
to be
already-
your mum
Luke,
and dad.
You know the rules, mate. You know the rules. It's got to be over there in the thread. Doesn't count in the chat. You know the
And
rules.
no, it's not. Bad luck anyway.
Hey, that counts as a clue. Don't give him any clues.
Oh,
So
yeah.
good luck,
but
everybody. See if you can figure out what it is. And
This,
it's going to be
I
Bruce
think
Banner.
this one's a little bit
hopefully.
difficult, actually.
Maybe it sounds like a few different things in it. So be as precise as possible. But here we
Forum,
go.
guys.
We'll move
Forum.
on. Yeah, to the forum. postysgrowroom.com. There's a thread. You see in the high and home grow section. All right, so the Q&A. Let's do it. So, has anybody got any questions for us this week? Have we had any questions in the forum, lads? We always just answer them when we get them.
Yeah.
Well, the one question I did put off, we sort of covered it in the Grow Guides. I think it was Danny that had asked what is about to make the flip into flower. What should I be doing?
All right, yeah. So we pretty much covered it in the grow section.
Yeah, I mean, if you're making the flip of the flower, basically what you're going to do is flip and you're going to wait till the stretch stops, and then you're going to go ahead and change over your newts and get that light set up for your final stage.
Yeah,
And
it's an important stage, really. You know, if your plants are too big in veg, if you veg them for too long, then you're gonna have trouble when they stretch out during flower. You know, they're gonna at least double in their size in
Right.
the 2 weeks throughout the stretch. Some strains will even go 3 times their size. So bear that in mind when you come to thinking about when you want to flip them to flower. Don't make them too
And where
big.
your light's
Having
positioned.
too much room taken up restricts airflow. It's a lot to deal with, man. It's better to just have not small plants, but you want space around them. When you're growing inside a tent, you know, just for the airflow purposes. So,
Jackie Chan wants to know, what does cannabis actually do,
Is-
and would you recommend?
It's a PK, isn't it?
well, it's one of them. I've never used it. I've never felt the need to. It's very expensive, and you don't need it. So,
I have used a little bit.
how is it?
Oh, I knew you'd have it.
Uh,
Oh,
Well,
look, it's
but-
$100 a bottle. I'm having that.
no, well, I bought little bottles. I bought little bottles because
no, only 50 a bottle.
no, it's only like fucking 48 quid or something. It's not fucking real.
Explain to this old organic grower what exactly that is.
I have no idea. I was told it was the dog's bollocks,
What
and
does,
I just
does it have inside of it? Is it PK?
It's fucking
I
expensive
don't
frogs.
fucking know. It smells fucking shitty. I
That's
know
just the
that.
bollocks, man.
You know? But you see, it's what happened is when I first started growing, I walked into the shop and the fella said, "Yeah, no, Canna is the best to go."
Mhm.
So I bought one of everything.
Yeah.
That they had in the liter
Grower
bottles.
and hydro.
Even the
Nice.
sunglasses.
Yeah. But, yeah. It's what
Yeah, they
happens.
match the outfit. Yeah.
It's what happens when you go fucking when you're given free run and got told.
You see,
go in and-
on this grow GB, you just used A and
but
B
this
with
one
PK
I've just
13
used
towards
A
it,
and
right?
B.
And
Yeah,
that was better
this
than
one
the
I've-
grow than when you used that.
much better,
You see?
much better.
Now, whether that's
Looks like
experience or what,
epoxy.
when it comes to the price of something like that, I mean, how much is that shit a bottle for 1 litre? 80 quid?
Oh, it's 50,
What even
50
is this
something
stuff?
euro, I think.
Yeah, it's expensive
this?
stuff, man.
It
And
is
when,
fucking
when you
douche
look
shit.
at things like that, where you've done a grow with it and a grow without it, and the grow without it did just fucking fine, is it really worth that amount of money to put that nutrients in? I mean, sure, use it if you
Flowering
want to, but it's
substances.
not needed. You know, that's the way I look at it. It's not needed, man. Sure, adding to plant might be a little bit healthier.
450 quid for 10 litres.
Pricey.
Fuck.
Mhm.
That is. 20 is £65. That is on the grow shop.
Wow.
That is actually very cheap because it is normally 75 quid.
Mhm.
So that's a saving of a tenner there. So if
Well,
you
it's the
do
Yeah.
same-
need
So
it,
Dan
it's the
asked
same
there,
kind of pricing as Dutch Pro
how do we
Explode.
pick guests? You do just contact us on the forum. If you got an idea for somebody you want to hear on the podcast, then just drop it in chat and shit, and I'll contact them. I'll try my best to contact them. You know, I'll just go out and hustle, man. See what I
the
can
same goes. The same goes with if for everything, if anybody has any ideas for famous stoners or for strains or
Mhm.
for
grow
for
guides.
everything,
Yeah, anything,
yeah,
man.
News, yeah.
drop us a mess. There's always a thread open.
Yeah.
We're always happy to help
What
if we
we're here
can.
for.
Usually one of us hanging around the forum sometime.
So yeah, so just to finish off there for jockey, it's like just keep it simple as possible. The fewer
Yeah.
use nooch you use, the simpler it'll be. You know, and the
I'm
plant will
just
be happier.
reading. I'm on
I
Canna's
would
website right now, and they don't like. I'm looking at the Canna Boost product, and
Yeah.
they say it has universal flowering stimulant. It contains flowering compounds, but they don't really get into the actual what those are. And I can't find it. I tried to
Molasses.
download the yeah. So websites like that kind of make me a little skeptical that they don't have the actual information that would be relevant
it-
to.
Does
You
it have
can-
a PK analysis at least or anything like that?
Nothing.
No,
It's
it
the
says it.
main
Okay.
ingredients.
it does
Scientific recipe.
they say it strengthens the immune system of the plant. It gives you better ripening. It's higher
what is
yields
it?
in combination.
What is it like amino acids or
Sounds like
growth hormone?
enzymes and stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I think like it's. I have to say
proteins.
it's not bad, but for what the price of it is, guys, I wouldn't. I
Yeah.
seriously, I stick with Mackie on this when I say
I know. Me too.
strip back. You don't need all the extra.
And
I
get
extra
your
never
bigger,
used it.
90
bigger
sparkly
harvest and stick your buds with less ingredients these
Yeah.
days.
What I would say is your key thing is your light. Your light
Yeah,
is
yeah,
the
that's
thing.
fucking serious, man. Yeah.
That is your main. At the end of the day, you are trying to replace the fucking sun. You can't do that
Well,
with
you know, I've been growing in cocoa for a while, and I've been using canna newts for a while as well now. And the buds I've just produced from using the new invisible sunlight, the Ish 530. God, it's so oily and resinous, smelly. It's so fucking
agree.
nice, man. Really
100%
fucking
agree
nice.
with that.
Yeah, and
I
it's the lighting. That's the
100%.
only thing I've changed.
Mm.
So it must be put down to the light. It's just because of the light, man, and it smashed it. So
Yeah,
if
I
you want to
100%
spend
agree.
money on expensive nutrients, don't save the money.
Save
Get
it, buy
the
light.
best light
Mm.
you can buy, and just stick to
Yeah.
simple nutrients.
I'm
That's
looking
what
at
I
100
say.
grams of beautiful crystal Kush buds sitting here that came off the Spider Farmer light. Yeah, I mean the lights off is everything.
Mm-hmm.
I mean the buds, the trichomes are so thick and beautiful when you get it off of those high. Not then it's not. You really can't say high intensity, just the right intensity light.
Yeah,
So what we're saying, and everybody quite likes LED.
yeah. LED's future, mate.
Well,
Oh, it's the way to go.
I like the LEDs we have now. The Blurple I
Yeah.
wasn't too much of a
Yeah,
fan
yeah.
of, but the new ones, yeah, I like
Quantum
it. I like
board
it a
style
lot.
lighting. That shit
Oh,
with
yeah.
the LMH301 Samsung
That,
diodes.
yeah,
that shit.
natural looking, yes, sun-like spectrum.
Mhm.
Well, it
Good
is.
stuff.
I like to grow on a budget. Well, not on a budget because I spend quite a lot of money on everything, but I like to see what is it going to cost me to grow, to produce 1 gram. So I like to try get it down to the smallest. I think I have it nearly worked out that it was costing me about fucking 9 cents a gram or some shit
Not
to
bad.
What was
produce.
that? Sorry, missed that.
Yeah, and like that is unbelievable for me anyway. Because the last time I grew, I was, it cost me over fucking 700 quid. Like,
Mm.
Yeah, but that's when you didn't have insulated tent. You were growing in the wintertime.
outdoors in winter, it was horrendous. But fucking now, like even now in the depths of winter, man, I'll be able to keep that my grow under 1,000
Yeah.
under 1,000 watts.
So pretty
Mhm.
much, you know, just buy better lighting. That's what you want.
Yeah,
Better lights.
Don't buy the fancy nutrients. Just because it costs a shitload of money doesn't mean that it's fucking good shit. Unless it's Rhizo. Rhizotonic is good shit. All right, buy
That don't
Rhizo.
cost a shitload though. That's
Yeah,
quite
it's not
cheap,
too much. But it's not it's going to cost 20 quid for a small bottle or something.
Yeah, but it lasts a while, and you're right. Those things, that kind of stuff does really do.
Yeah, that really does
wonders,
make a difference. You can see it
especially
in
when
the
it's
root base.
young
so.
plants. Young plants really love it.
So there we go. I think
Yeah,
we're done
what
with the
else?
questions there. We better move on because we are running out of time. Thanks for the questions, man. And we're gonna go on to you know what's coming next. Here we go.
Yeah, when Mackie gets beat, he don't go.
Let's try it again.
We'll see, motherfuckers. We'll see.
Da, 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 da.
Oh, he always comes up with that brass
Here we
talk, doesn't
go.
he?
Here we go. Right, let me just rub my hands together. Like, let's
Oh, he
do
thinks he's
this,
got it
man.
this time.
Yeah, he
Stretch out my
does.
shoulders right now. Let me get my reading muscles on. Right.
Reading muscles.
Right. So truth or
Lucky you
spoof.
don't have to type,
3
eh?
statements. 2 are true. 1 is false, and you have to find out which one is false. So here we go. We're going to move straight into it with truth or spoof number 1. So I've based this on coffee shops, just because it's like the subject we're working on. In the Netherlands, selling cannabis is illegal but not punishable, so the law is not enforced. Is that true or false? That's number 1. Nice. Number 2. Coffee shops in the Netherlands are not permitted to sell quantities greater than 7 grams of cannabis. Is that true or false?
There's James when I need him.
Number 3.
I was just thinking the same thing, man.
A Dutch judge has ruled that tourists can legally be banned from entering coffee shops in the Netherlands. Truth or spoof? So there we go, lads. Who wants to go first on this one? Oh, I pressed the wrong button. There's the intro again. Okay, GB, take it away, man. You can go first this time.
I think the grams thing. I'm thinking it's like what some of the lads are saying. I think it is 5 grams. I have not been there too often, people. I prefer Rotterdam. And at that, when I go in, I normally just buy Henry's at a time because I like to pick up a different variety from different places.
Mm.
And a Henry doesn't last very long, in fairness.
No.
So
3 spliffs.
yeah, so like I don't even know. I wouldn't even buy the max amount because I'd never buy that much in one's place. So I will go with number 2.
Number 2 for GB.
Yes.
Are you saying, Monkey, you want to go next?
Sure. I think 1 is okay. We'll call it true. For some reason I'm drawn to 3 because I remember you all were talking, I'm referring basically to the UK crowd. We're talking something about the judge. Somebody was rumoring that this was going to happen, but it's only a rumor and they change it up and it never happened. So I'm going with 3 as being the spoof.
Zian? Take it
I'm
away.
going to go with number 2 because I know it's 5 grams.
You're not going to deliberate any further on that?
Nah.
He's like, nope, I got you, buddy. I'm the one who screwed up.
End of story, mate.
TG, what are you saying?
Plus, we're running out of time.
You know, I guess I'll go with 2 fucking solid because I have no idea, to be honest. I've never been to Amsterdam, but we'll go with the majority, I guess.
I can't fucking believe what's happened here, man.
You
So,
got
chat.
battered again.
So
Chat.
you got me.
Whose
Chat.
side are you on, man? Really? E.
Not yours,
E
obviously.
They're
just
always gonna
coming in
be on our
there,
side.
dropping it in like, yeah, man, this is the one, lads. Don't trust Mackie. He's trying to black
Okay.
you. It's number 2.
Wait a minute. Okay, I guess I messed up because I didn't read the chat.
I think you just picked number 3 to pity me, to be fair, Monkey.
No. No, I would have gone the other way. Believe me.
Oh, man. That's
No
it. I
worries.
thought he
No,
was
you
going
got
to
it
catch
wrong,
him out.
man.
You know.
Well,
Bastards.
I kind of had an idea that was
So let's
kind
let's
of
have a
bull
quick look
anyway.
at what's going on here. I'm in the Netherlands. Selling cannabis is illegal but not punishable. So that's true. So
I
it's
didn't know that.
illegal but not punishable.
Fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Strange,
Fuck is
man.
that?
Another one of
you
them
know?
strange laws.
God
Yeah.
damn it.
All weed laws are strange.
Yeah, they
Well,
are.
isn't it
So
just,
number 2, it's actually 5 grams. You can only buy 5 grams at a time. Pretty lame, right?
But you can go from coffee shop to coffee shop and buy 5 grams in each, can't you?
Yeah,
So
and
that
I was
kind of-
wondering, and it's got to be just in one sale as well, right?
Yeah.
Or,
Well, that's
is it
what I
like
mean,
to only
like-
one patron? How do
Well,
you
what
It
charge?
happens
sounded
if you go
normal
out
to
the
me.
door and then go back in and say, can I have 5 grams of that?
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
You're another
Canada,
customer
the
then,
limit's
so-
28 grams, but yeah, you can only buy an ounce at a time. But then you can go back in and get another ounce.
Yeah.
And then you go to the post office and you whack it all in and flipping what's it and send it home.
You know. And then we got,
And then you get a fucking letter from the fucking Postmaster General going, you had something seized.
Yeah, but you
No.
didn't send it because you were at home.
It has happened.
and then number 3. a Dutch judge has ruled that tourists can legally be banned from entering coffee shops. Yeah, that's true, and it's up to
Mm.
the district itself whether they
Yeah.
enforce that or not. And there's some places in the Netherlands that do
That
not
do, yeah.
allow tourists to go into the
Yeah.
coffee shops
They're the
So-
ones that the Dutch like for some unknown reason.
because no fucking tourists in it.
You know.
I mean,
Can't
and
speak
most
my
of them
lingo, want to
are
smoke all
fucking
my drugs and just sit
are
there
British
and get
lads
high.
in it. Loads of British lads just
Bastards.
rock up to Amsterdam, going there, yo fam, you got some of that
Fuck
Poca
off, you
UK
prick.
cheese?
No.
No.
There's when I was there at Christmas. I done 2 weeks over there 2-3 years ago. We left Amsterdam because it was fucking. We didn't really feel that safe, to be quite honest.
Mm.
Yeah, really. In
Yeah,
Amsterdam.
no, we didn't. Yeah, no, we didn't really feel. We were there in winter. It wasn't the normal tourists that you would have got, like a lot of kind of European people and kind of Americans. That it was all.
Yeah.
I really don't want to sound racist or Islamophobic, but it was all Middle Eastern people, and yeah, it's just it was around the time. I don't know. It was just I don't know. I didn't feel safe with it, and it was just the way they were going on. Like it was like they'd never seen a fucking woman in their life. It was like they'd never seen a fucking spliff in their life.
Yeah.
You know, it was kind of scary. So we left and we went to Rotterdam, and that's why I love.
Yeah,
Rotterdam.
Rotterdam's apparently the
Yeah,
better place to be.
Rotterdam's
That's
fine.
where I
Oh,
want to go
mate,
next time I head there.
So much nicer. So
There's
it
a
doesn't-
grandma weed over there if you're touristing it up.
About 12 euros.
Yeah, in and around that.
Fucking expensive.
Yeah.
It
weed is.
depends. You can buy up in Rotterdam. It's a lot cheaper, guys. A lot cheaper than what
Yeah, 'cause it's
Amsterdam
not a
prices.
tourist spot, is it really?
Yeah, no. And I tell you,
Just relatively, yeah. It's the same as here.
you walk straight out of the central station. You have this cool big hotel, and there's a casino right next door. But if you just walk to the right of that big hotel, about 100 yards down, up a little flight of stairs, you find this little dude sitting in behind a glass. All it is like a tiny little like a reception area for a waiting room for a doctor's.
Like one of them old Zoltar machines.
Yeah, and it's just like it's literally just a desk with this glass window around it, and he's what do you want?
Yeah, definitely Zoltar.
Yeah, and you say to him, "Oh, can I have some of this?" And he just flings it at you.
I love Amsterdam.
Yeah.
I think Amsterdam's
Yeah,
a
it's
great
just.
place, man.
So,
But yeah,
and
too
that's
many
it. It's
tourists.
really nice weed in that place. Nicer than any of the shit I got down in Amsterdam.
Right, so well done, everybody, you bastards. Oh, except for you, Monkey. Ha
Yep.
ha 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 ha.
Mm.
I got one of you.
Oh, wow.
Yay.
Yep.
Yeah, listen how joyful I am. I'm going to get you next week.
I'll take it.
I
It's
say
all
that
good.
every week.
It's all good.
Right, so the stoner quote of the
I
week.
had a thing to do, you know, where you talk, man. When the cat talks, I got a thing to say, man. I was gonna say it, but I forgot it, man.
TG. What have we got, man? A reminder.
Well, yeah, basically. I like it's said by any good grower, so I don't really know who originally came up with it, but I'm gonna say it was Percy's Grow Room.
Oh, no, it was way
but yeah.
before us.
Well, we made it famous.
We repeat
But
it.
in lieu of all these fucking rippers and these thefts and shit, and obviously October is Croptober, for the outdoor grows. Yeah, just the 3 rules, you know. Don't tell, don't sell, cover the smell, because it's fucking devastating when you put in 4 months of work just to have some dickhead come and chop it down 3 months
God,
or
yeah.
3 weeks early and totally waste everybody's time. And yeah, it's a fucking. This appeal obviously applies more, I guess, to the Canadian crowd and anyone else growing outdoors.
No, man.
you know.
Look, anytime you get something ripped, you feel
But-
violated.
Yeah, for indoors too. And I mean that point about the geotagging is really important, because if you're taking pictures of your shit in your tent and you don't fucking remove those coordinates, then people know where your house is, and
Yeah.
break and enters, you know, fucking violent shit can happen, especially with illegal shit involved, because you're not going to be like, hey cops, they stole my illegal drugs I was fucking growing. So yeah.
But like, it really has to be the lowest of the low.
Oh yeah,
For
absolutely.
a stoner to steal from another stoner, you know, oh fucking that bastard deserves to be stoned to fucking
Sure.
death.
It's the ninth
No.
circle of hell shit, man. Fuck
Yeah,
those
man.
guys.
Nah.
Fuck those guys, man.
But
Assholes.
still,
So stay
they're
safe
out
out there,
there, so-
everybody. You know, make sure that you stay on top of things. Don't get slack. The
Yeah.
rules are important. They're there for your safety. Don't break them.
Yes.
So there we go. We'll move on to the outro. This one. There we go. Nice. Thanks for joining us, everybody. It's been a pleasure as usual.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been good. Good bit of crack tonight.
Yeah,
I'm
man.
actually fairly sober for a change.
Stronger, yeah? You're
Wow,
supposed to be high and homegrown, bro.
Yeah, you're
I
supposed to be well,
know.
Mike.
You didn't
I've
have any
only
more
been-
edibles tonight.
Well, it wasn't even that, lads. I haven't been able to fucking smoke like I normally do the last few days.
Yeah, you've been
Oh,
busy, I
the
suppose.
puppies.
Weather
Yeah,
been shit, innit?
busy.
Yeah, oh, was that fucking today, man? I had to smoke up my chimney.
Up
How
a
fucking
fucking
bad is
chimney,
that?
what you like?
Up my chimney.
All right, so
No.
thanks for
It's
joining
like
us,
being a little
everybody.
kid smoking out the window.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Thanks for excuse me, sorry. Thanks for joining us, everybody. It's always a pleasure. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You'll be able to download the show on Tuesday with all the edits done and shit, so we don't sound so messy. You know, if it's possible. So
Stop by Percy, say hello.
yeah, and don't forget, if you got nothing to do now, check out Cheap Homegrow, which is on after us on the Cheap Homegrow channel. That's a good podcast as well. They go deep into stuff.
Put your
Yeah,
guests in the WTF.
yeah. Don't forget.
Win
what the
some
fuck is that?
seeds.
Win some seeds.
Yeah, got some Bruce Banner up, I think you said.
Yes, man.
Easy.
So that
And you're
dude-
not having
Seeds
it,
and I
new
got,
drummer.
man.
If I had known that you had Bruce Banner, I wouldn't have bought some.
You ain't gonna guess it.
I know. I wouldn't even know what to do. I didn't hear the sound, and you know me.
Yeah, man.
I'll
Right
be
then.
impressed
Listen.
if anybody gets this
Just
one.
call it a day then. We'll see you later then, everybody. Thanks for joining us. We'll
Yeah.
see you
Have a
next
good
week.
night,
everybody.
Same time again.
So long,
Next week.
guys. Have a good one.
See you next week.
Don't forget to sign up to Percy's. Nice.
There you go.
Toodles.
Bye.
Bye now.
Hasta luego.